What's happening, everyone? Just before we start this week's episode, I've got to let you know my tour, my national tour for the spring of 2022 goes on public sale on Friday, the 29th of October. That's this Friday coming. But if you are a member of our Patreon page, patreon.com/haveawordpod, you're going to get 48 hours early access to that on Wednesday, the 27th of October. They both go on sale at 10 a.m. Set your alarms. Some of these rooms are quite small and they might sell out quite quickly. I'm going all over the UK. I've got as many cities in as I possibly could for now, and if there's not one of your cities on it, then just wait and see if I add it in the extension, or try and come to one of the ones that's already there. I'm going everywhere. You can get on a train for half an hour. Please come and see us. I'm really excited about this show. It's called Imperious. It's going to be my biggest tour to date, and I'm fucking excited to have all yous there. adamrowe.co.uk/shows, 10 a.m. on Friday or Wednesday if you're dead sound and you're a Patreon. See us on tour. Ta-da.
Wag lids, before we start today's amazing episode of Have a Word, we need to tell you about our Patreon, which is the biggest Patreon in UK comedy.
Yes, it is. Not only do you get early access to public episodes, discount on merch, and all that sort of jazz, there's different benefits for each different tier you sign up for, starting at just £3 a month, which, as we've always said, is less than the price of a fancy coffee. The big thing, though, you get an extra bonus episode of this every single week. It's between an hour and an hour and a half of top shelf bullshit. We save our best stuff for the Patreon episodes, and it's only available at patreon.com/haveawordpod.
And we've got the full back catalogue of every weekly Patreon exclusive going back to May 2020. And on top of that, the Patreon exclusives, all the lock-ins, the ghost hunt, the live show, and we've got more shit coming.
We really have. Patreon.com/haveawordpod. Sign up from just £3 a month. Support us. You get more stuff. Everyone's a winner. Now fucking go and do it. Now.
And enjoy today's episode, because it's
gonna be a belter.
Yeah.
We're on.
We're in.
Wagwan
lids. Make sure that we're speaking into the microphone. Just before this episode of this fire episode of Have a Word podcast, we want to make sure that you join the Patreon. Now there's a 1 hour to 1.5 hours really of bonus bullshit. We just talk bullshit on this podcast. It really is fun. And you can have that for only £3 a month, which is the price of it's slightly less than the price of a posh coffee where I come from, but of course my southern pound does tend to go rather further up here. So you could buy a Patreon for that and you get a bonus episode and all the ghost hunts and whatnot. It's a great deal, isn't it?
It really is. Alfie Brown is here, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in for Dan Nightingale, who is having one of his bollocks cut off today.
Oh, no.
The left one as well.
What?
The left one.
Is that your favourite one?
Yeah, it's his best bollock.
No, my right one. It's my favourite. It's the lower one.
My left one's my lower one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Alfie?
Yeah.
I think it's switched around. I used to have, I think I've irreparably damaged my ball tubes because I used to have a bit of material where I would argue that nudity doesn't make pop music better. And then I would say is it better if I get my bollocks out? And I would I would thumb my cock down into my jeans, but hoist my testicles over my belt buckle. And then I would scream at somebody in the audience, stare into the eye of the storm whilst pointing at my bollocks. This is, I should say, 2011, when we had different sensibilities about what was acceptable comedy. And and then, of course, the joke would be that it does make it funnier because bollocks are really funny.
Bollocks are funny.
Bollocks are funny.
They are.
I don't think there's ever a bad time to see a pair of bollocks.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
I don't think anyone sees just a pair of bollocks. No, if there's a dick involved as well,
no,
that's threatening.
Okay, what about when you go into sleep for open heart surgery? And as you go out, you just see the doctor's bollocks.
Yeah, do you know what?
I think that's the only situation, and that's interesting because the reason why a penis implies threat,
yeah.
but bollocks imply vulnerability. Which is why they're such a beautiful thing to have next to each other. Wow, what intensity! It's like the sacred and the profane. Because everybody is most vulnerable in their bollocks, aren't they? As I can attest to with my swollen ball tubes circa 2011.
How long have we done?
2 minutes and 44 seconds.
I'm excited to be here. I just want to, who else have you had? Eshan and...
As co-host.
Yeah.
So Eshan's done 1. Brennan Reese has done 2. Freddie's done 1. And Paul Smith has done 1.
I'd love to work my way up to Eshan level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to do one of your live shows once and have my own theme tune.
Come in on an ice cream rickshaw.
Yeah. Meet me at the Pushy Ushy Ushy Ashkara. Ushy Ashkara.
What would your racist track be?
Sorry?
What would your racist track be?
What song is the equivalent of the pushy Ashkara?
What's it all about, Alfie? It could be that. Is it just for the moments we share? And then everybody would go, oh my God, Alfie, I've missed him.
So not the raucous reaction in Eshan got, which is like, ah! You just want, ah!
We have
young man.
We have a different type of charisma, me and Esham.
You do.
Or I could try and rebrand as the Meet Me at the Pushy Ushy Ushy Ashkara comedian. Because I'm the only one that knows the lyrics. Meet me at the Pushy Ushy Ushy Ashkara. Isn't it? It's about some bloke. So where are we going to meet? The Ushy 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 Ashkara. Where? The Ushy Ashkara. Where? The Ushy Ashkara. Okay, come on. What do you want to talk about then, for fuck's sake?
Oh, it's going to be a fun one.
Oh, God.
Thanks for coming up.
Hey, it's my absolute pleasure. I woke up at 6:30 this morning and hopped on a train, and it was great. Nobody's wearing masks. Rush hour on the tube. Absolutely fine.
Where are you at with that? Because
I like to perform live comedy, which is one of the worst things that we could possibly be doing for the spread of the virus. But I would like us to be doing everything else around that means that I never have to...
Not do that.
Never have to stop gigging again.
Yeah.
So I want you to wear a mask. Like, it's just stop. Keep your fucking droplets to yourself. What are you doing? Put a mask on. I know that you can't because you have silly lungs or whatever your problem is. But
that's what the doctor told me.
You got silly lungs.
Yeah, your lungs are stupid, actually.
Silly lungs. Yeah, no, I'm. Where are you at? Are you a COVID-idiot?
What's a COVID-idiot?
I don't know. I wanted to say.
Is a COVID-idiot? A COVID-idiot is what?
I know, but COVID-idiot is somebody who believes in COVID like an idiot.
I don't think you helped as much as you thought you were going to there, Carl.
He just looks uncomfortable. Trying to make him comfortable.
Oh, cool.
Right. Is that what you're trying to make me comfortable by sneaking up behind me and wiggling a microphone about in front of my face?
Alfie's not comfortable. Come on. Here we go. Oh, you feel all right now?
No, I do feel comfortable now. I do feel comfortable.
That's very good to know. I want to never have to stop doing stand-up again because I'm a much better person when I'm allowed to get this all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. My argument for this is the same as why I don't really recycle. Like, I'm not going to make any real difference, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I think given, like, recycling, I understand your point to an extent. But with the exponential spread of the disease, I don't think that is necessarily true. I think you would make a difference. That's how the exponential disease works. I was funnier at the beginning. But but recycling, I sort of agree with you. What's the Insulate Britain? Have you had them up here, around and about?
We haven't.
We're running them over.
Yeah, that's why you don't hear about them up here. That's on the M62 going, people should insulate their lofts. And people are just fucking,
Yeah.
Hang on, is that the argument?
What?
People should insulate the loft.
Is that what they called Insulate Britain?
That was the stupid joke that I just made.
Right.
I don't really know.
It makes more sense than what I imagine. I've no idea why they're called that.
Yeah.
I haven't done any. I've stopped
Maybe
reading.
it is. Maybe they're saying insulate your houses, your energy prices will go down, we'll be burning less coal.
But at the same time, they seem to be quite forthright and aggressive about that, which makes me think that they're not the kind of loft conversion type. Just don't have a loft conversion or don't like insulate. Just
what I've done is I've seen pictures and videos of these people and decided I would never want to hear what they've got to say over a pint. So I'm not going to listen to them sat on the M25 either.
I don't understand why are you going up to individuals and saying you need to change your... This is like, there needs to be a structural... Like, somebody tell me what to do. I voted you in to tell me what to do. Now tell me what to do. It's not my responsibility not to fly to Malaga. It's your responsibility to build a plane that runs off fucking swans or... run a plane.
That's what
run a plane.
Burn more swans
off of the geese that fly into the... Like, make a geese-fueled plane that way, when it collects all the geese in the engine, go, fuck me, we need to... And that would make flying more fun, because the pilots have to go, fuck me, I need to go to the side and get some geese in the engine.
Like Sonic's trying to collect the rings.
Yeah. Because ultimately it doesn't make any... we need to not use plastic straws. Like, if you look, and this is like, Statoil, as you would stay up here, but if you look at how the plastic in the sea contributors by continent, you've got... What have we got? We've got like Europe, which are on 10%, Australasia, like 0.2%, the Americas, that's like 11%, and then China and Asia with like 75%. And that's all of industry as well, all of like the burning of coal and whatnot. It's all fucking them. So it would literally be better for the environment if Insulate Britain got on a plane, flew to China and protest there. But they won't, because they don't want to get on a plane, because it's all...
They don't care, really. They just want to be on the news.
Well, that's the thing. All these people protesting, like, Tories out, Tories out. You don't want the Tories out. What you want to do is you want to hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, because if you actually... Oh, yeah, Tories out. Okay, great. And what else? What do you want us to do? Oh, thank you for doing everything I was asking. What am I going to do this weekend now? I feel so lost.
Yeah, there's a lot of activists that I find... sort of really benefit from the thing they're campaigning against being in their careers benefit. Like, people who are extremely one thing, like, this is what I am, and I campaign for this. Then if they got that, then their career goes away and they'd have to go and work in fucking farm foods.
This is the interesting thing about, the activism being a sense of industry, and it's not immune to like the capitalist like need to survive. So if you write like Thomas Piketty, who wrote Inequality and Capitalism and all that, Capital, that book, £20 for a hardback. So the argument against capitalism is also a product of capitalism, which is why capitalism is so good, because it's the only form of economy where the like argument against it is also
possible
part of it.
Yeah, that's insane. I've never thought of it that way.
So good, isn't it?
It's great.
Thanks. So
you're a lot more well read on everything than me.
Books,
right? Yeah, books and things, right? But like, what are you? Like, are you at your heart a capitalist, a communist, or you don't really care?
I wouldn't want to wed my personality. I don't. Everybody always says, or like when you hear communists say, communism's actually brilliant. It's like it so happens that every single time it's been
communism is
tried.
just we're just going to share everything, and whether you're a doctor or a bin man, you're going to be on £7 an hour.
Essentially, there is sort of social hierarchies that exist whereby it's sort of the government gives a certain amount of power depending on, but yeah, that's the sort of general idea. But it always also like means very strict control of people. Government is everything, and a lot of genocide a lot of the time. Yeah. And what people will argue is that, well, it's never been tried correctly before. So we should try it and do it better this time. Well, surely that argument extends to capitalism, where there is but less genocide. And there can be, we can incentivize companies to give green tax breaks, and there are lots of solutions. Eco-capitalism. I'm nothing at my heart. I don't understand it anywhere near enough. At least I have the smarts to understand that I know nothing.
That is sort of the loose theme of what my next tour show is going to be. Here's what I think, and I haven't looked into it, but it doesn't matter because neither of you.
Yeah, that's a good outlook. And
even if you have, if you've truly looked into it, you shouldn't know what's right. You should be looking at both sides and going, they're wrong and they're wrong and they're right and they're right. So let's just not do anything.
This is the thing about conspiracy theorists would like things to be simple.
Yeah.
Because it's much more comforting to think that, it'd be really great if, all the things that were wrong in my life were actually just, the Jews, rather than like a complex network.
Everything.
Everything. That's what, you talk to these people and go, yeah, it's probably the Jews,
There's
isn't
a
it?
tornado in Widnes yesterday.
Yeah, the Jews. That's the gay Jews, specifically the gay Jews, the tornadoes.
Flapping all their money around, and it created some wind in their head.
That is blue sky thinking. And it's just idiots, kind of racist conspiracy theories that because it's comforting to believe that the things that are shit about your life and essentially you, like it's not my lack of talent that it means. Like no conspiracy theorist has a great life.
Yeah.
No conspiracy theorist is doing really, really well in their job, and it's like their relationship is successful, and they go, yeah, but also the Earth is flat.
How about David Icke? He was on Blue Peter. He was doing all right.
He was on Blue Peter.
I don't know, and he was a goalkeeper, wasn't he?
He was a goal.
I know he was a footballer.
He
Yeah.
played for Blue Peter in goal. Yeah,
Did he? Yeah.
that's what David Icke did. Yeah, he was on the Blue Peter team.
What league were they in?
I think they were Championship at the time, or the old League One.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't know that.
No, but he was doing all right, and then he went sort of a bit.
Yeah,
bit
easy
up,
to
a bit
motivate
left.
your teammates when you think the opposition team are all lizards. These
Straight
are a bunch of
into-
lizards. Yes, yes. That's inspiring stuff. No, they are lizard people.
Is there any conspiracy theory that you've heard that you sort of believe? Or
Fluoride in the tap water, definitely.
fluoride in the tap water.
I thought that was just a case anyway.
I have no idea. I quite like the idea that the conspiracy theories are a conspiracy theory. So what they've done is they've like flooded the marketplace with conspiracy theories so that the ones that are true lose all value. So you kind of group together these things as conspiracy theories. So the actual proliferation of conspiracy theories is a government-initiated agenda to try and undermine the fact that Boris Johnson is a lizard.
They just let loads of flat earthers out.
Yeah.
Does make sense though, if you think about it.
Well, yeah,
It does. If you think about it, it makes sense. If you don't think about it, it makes no sense because you'll be thinking about something else. You won't even be thinking about it. So you do need to be thinking about it. Please subscribe to the Patreon.
Fire some conspiracies at Alfie. I want to see what his opinion is.
Okay. What do you think about the pizza one?
Go on. Please continue.
So apparently in Washington,
Yeah.
there's this pizza gaff, and if you go in and ask for a specific pizza, so maybe it's like, oh, I'll have the 12-inch pepperoni with olives, then they take you downstairs and let you fuck some kids.
What happens if you accidentally order that? It's just on pizza.
12-inch pepperoni with olives, please. Thank you very much. Right this way, sir. Huh?
No, to go. I want it to go.
I hope that one's not true.
It's a very loose, bastardized version of what it is, what he's just said.
Pizzagate. You never heard of Pizzagate?
No.
It's the whole Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein. There's emails between people going, "Oh, I can't wait to go to Washington on the weekend and have a 12-inch
And
pepperoni."
never go to Pizza Express. Well, I mean, I probably don't believe that that's true. There's probably something pretty dodgy going on with when Bill Clinton was running for president, one of his advisors said, "Listen, this is really embarrassing, but just so we know what the press, what could potentially, happen. We need to ask you how many of the women on the team, could you just name the ones who you've slept with, and that'll make our job easier just down the line, just so we know what the press kind of can find out, can't find out, what to deny, whatnot." And Bill Clinton said, right, it would be a lot quicker if I just tell you the ones that I haven't slept with. He fucked everyone.
Yeah.
And but his tastes were always, the right side of the law in terms of, like, Monica Lewinsky was young, but not like Pizza Express pepperoni 12-inch with olives young.
I'm going to say I don't think it's a Pizza Express.
No, but is that very important? Well, that could have been what Prince Andrew was doing there.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I've never tied that together.
Bum, bum, bum. 12, well, you wouldn't say 12 inches, would you? You just say, probably a Romano. All right, sir, Romano. 12-inch with pepperoni and olives, please, because nobody's going to order that. It's too salty. Too salty. Do you know what that's from? No. I can't remember what that's from. Too salty.
Okay, got another one.
Excited to be podcasting.
Do you think that George Bush knew about 9/11 in advance?
No.
No?
No. It's a nightmare. Why would he have? I know what'll be. I know what I'll throw. I'll go to talk to some kids and then have it embarrassingly whispered in my ear that I've just lost thousands of citizens to the greatest attack on America since Pearl Harbor. But I'll be having to be all embarrassed and hunched over whilst trying to entertain some children and have my secretary go, "Oh, sir, everybody's dead, I'm afraid, because of the Taliban. The Taliban have humiliated you, and you've got loads of really hard work to do now, and it's going to be a lot harder for you."
Do you know what he was reading?
Harry Potter 3.
Bessie Bunter?
My Pet Goat.
My pet goat.
My Pet Goat.
He was reading that to kids while his country was getting bombed.
Oh, man.
So you don't think America had anything to do with it?
No.
No.
That's just mad. That's the Pizza Express thing, you don't know how much. It's just the 9/11 thing. It doesn't make any sense. Why would it? Why? But and whenever you talk to people about why these conspiracies, everybody always says these. I was in Malaga recently, and this guy goes, "Well, of course, COVID's all a hoax." And I was watching the cricket with him. He goes, "COVID's all a hoax, isn't it?" And you see his wife go, "Stop! Not today!" And he goes, "It is a hoax, though." And he looked so naughty, and he had a tuft of white hair coming over his shirt, like he was like a billy goat.
Hang on, my pet goat.
Yes. Okay. Well, there's a lot of really top segueing going on today in the studio. And I went, "Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more." And he goes, "Well, there's a Rainer Fulmich has done a lot of research, and he says that they can't actually locate COVID. It doesn't exist." And I went, "Oh, so why? So what's happening then?" And he goes, "Well, it's all about control, isn't it?" And I said, "Oh, okay. Could you be a bit more vague than that?" That's a little bit too on the money for me.
What was his actual theory? That the world just wants to control us?
Oh, that Pfizer and all the medical companies were about to go out of business, so they needed to be able to have something that they could sell a cure to. So they created this thing. And I go, "Okay, and the government are across this?" And they went, "Yeah." And I went, "So they've just decided to take on loads of debt and awfulness and done loads of hard work, and also everybody's got it. All of the government have got the thing and lost a stone." Unless Matt Hancock's going to see the Marvel comic universe personal trainer to take a stone off just by the time he comes back to work, so everybody will think that he's had a kind of little bit of a wasting disease. It's complete bollocks.
That was my favourite thing about getting COVID, was the weight loss. Oh, it was great. When I come out of COVID, I haven't not really effed for a week.
You're looking great, actually.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I feel a bit chunky at the minute.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit chunky. But
Nothing wrong with that.
maybe it's a new haircut. And you've done. I went through a little phase of doing my beard line, contouring for men.
Yes.
And I liked that a lot. It made me feel. But then I'm too lazy.
Well, what happened was I had me promo pictures for my new tour taken on, what day did we do? Tuesday.
What's it called?
The tour's called Imperious. And the day before, when it got confirmed that I was getting my photos done, I text my barber. I've got a barber, and I don't really trust anyone else to do it, including in the same shop. I was like, can you do me tomorrow in the morning before I go to the studio? And he was like, got no time. So I woke up and thought, I'll just leave me here. I'll do something with that. And then I'll just clip me beard myself. I've got some beard clippers in the house, and they died after like one. They just stopped. And I couldn't get them working again. So I just texted my barber and was like, you're going to have to at least do me beard for me. And I went, and he went, just sit in a chair. He said to his next customer, I'm just going to do Adam's beard. I'll be 5 minutes. And then he was like, so why did you need this doing so urgently today? And I was like, I'm getting my photos done. And he, without asking, he just went at me here. He was just like, I'll just do it for you. Because he's a top guy.
Hey.
Lovely man.
Oh, what a nice barber.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you look...
You are on tour early next year. We might as well give that a good old mention.
Hi, Lids. I'm going on tour. I'm going on tour in... I've got my Soho Theatre run, so any London Lids that wanted to come and see me at the Soho Theatre from the 8th to the 13th of November. And then on tour in February and March all over the Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Sick.
And Dublin.
Do you enjoy doing your own tour more than doing like club work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's a different thing. Like when you do club work, you've really got to put your foot on their throat and not let it off. Less so than you used to, I think. And I kind of miss the frantic, like I could die at any minute nature of like club work.
Jonglers, staggy.
Yeah. Like Cardiff Oceania jonglers having to really get into it with a hen party and having them like physically manhandle me. And the other day at the Bristol Comedy Box when somebody threatened to glass me.
I listened to this story on your podcast. Oh, you've got a podcast.
The Alfie Brown Show, Lids. Okay.
Truly a great podcast, and if you are looking to add a new podcast to your rotation, you've
and
got
it
to
was number one in stand-up comedy podcasts.
It was. The good thing about iTunes is if they've got enough like subgenres that everybody is number one of something. So I was number one in my whatever,
and some people are just number one across all genres, like we were for 4 hours last week.
From sunny Runcorn in the Have a Word studios. It's my podcast is I refer to it as the best comedy podcast in the UK south of Watford Gap Services, which is of course a nod to yourself, isn't it? Because you're north of Watford Gap Services.
We are.
Thank you.
So slightly. On the subject of the rowdy club thing, I did the Frog last week, and now the Frog and Bucket, me and Dan have spoke about this before, gets a bit of a bad rap amongst certain comics for being really rowdy and difficult to play at times. Last week was the rowdiest, because I've always denied that and been like, you just play it. You got to play it for what it is and understand what you're playing and accept that that's what it is, and then you'll have a good gig as long as you approach it that way. The Frog last weekend, like I won, but it was a fight. And I also was in the situation where, so I've started closing for the Frog a couple of years ago now, and I'm often the youngest and or the least experienced act on the bill, despite being on at the end.
When you said one there, I thought you meant the Frog.
Beat the Frog. Yeah. They get me back for 8 next week, yeah. But what had happened was, so the way they book it is that the middle act is often either an act who's a bit different, a quirky act, or who the Frog consider to be the newer act, the weaker act on the bill. That's what the middle is tend to be used for.
Sure.
The middle had dropped out. So the middles last weekend, on the Friday, it was Justin Morehouse, who is as mank as they come, as experienced as they come, a proper club comic, and destroyed the place in the middle. And on the Saturday, it was Deliso Chaponda, who did the exact same thing. So they had that in the middle. And then by the time I got on, there's just people chatting everywhere. But you come out of those gigs. So the reason I asked you the question before, or not the reason, but a sort of spin-off for the conversation, is like, I love touring, but I'd never want to just do it. Because I came away from that weekend, which was, on the face of it, the toughest weekend I've had at the Frog in 3 or 4 years. But it was also my favourite weekend I've had in the Frog. Because when you come out of those gigs, like, if a gig's lovely and nice and you smash it, that's great. But there's sort of a party of me that goes, well, any decent comic should have been able to play that room and do well there. Whereas when it's a bear pit, when you come out having done well, I feel like, oh, I'm actually really good at this and I can handle myself.
I sort of have a similar thing whereby with stand-up, and I think a lot of stand-ups, we're all so incredibly precious about what is stand-up and what constitutes stand-up, and is that person a stand-up, or is what they're doing technically stand-up, or whatever argument or bickering we're doing, either with each other or online. And there's a Tracy Emin thing whereby she's allowed to piss the bed and go have a look at that because she can draw brilliantly freehand. She's earned the right to piss the bed and go have a look at that art because she can draw. And it's the basis in what traditionally would constitute art that gives her the right to do that, whatever that is. And I possibly think maybe the same thing is true. You need to be able to close the frog to be able to have your, mewling, pussified, self-regarding stand-up hour that you're doing on tour, which of course mine is.
Yeah. The Tracy Emin thing,
Yeah.
because you've brought it up. We've spoken about this 2 or 3 times on the show. So Dan loves it, the bed thing. Does he love it? And I think she got to the week before and panicked. Do you know when you get to the second week of July and you haven't finished your Edinburgh show? Right? And then we've been sent something quite a lot recently. So an artist was given the number might be wrong, but £100,000 commission to do a thing for an art installation. And he gave them a blank canvas and called it the blank canvas. And
he called it Take Your Money and Run.
He called it Take the Money and Run. And it was just nothing. And people were like, oh, Adam's going to be pissed off with this. I'm telling you right now, that is genius. That is art. Because he's took the piss properly. And he knows, that artist knows what he's doing. And he knows that everyone else knows what he's doing. He's taking the piss out of art wankers who are like, oh, it's so thoughtful. He's just gone, I'll just give them that. And I'll keep all the money. Tracy Emin is a fucking liar.
But that's now worth a lot of money, probably.
That's how all of this stuff started. It's Duchamp, had a bit...
The France manager.
Didier Duchamp. He's a very, very old man. And in the early 21st century, he was actually an artist before he was a central defensive midfielder and latterly a rather underwhelming manager of footballers. Despite the fact that he's won everything, he's just quite a boring team. Anyway, abolish international football. That's a side point. The point is that he was going to his exhibition and he went round down the road and bought a urinal, like a piss trough, and went, that's what anything's art. I'm an artist, so it's art. So this whole point that art can be anything, if an artist says you need to regard this as art, I take this and I say this is actually about feudal economics. And then you go, oh, I'm now looking at the pen not as a pen, but something within the context of somebody who's told me it's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks, and it is boring. And I don't like Tracy. I was using the Tracy Emin example as a way to think about what validates, and I believe that she's what it earns you the right, having that basis, that foundation in what might traditionally be called art, gives you the right to explore elsewhere. I'm not necessarily a fan of her, and even less so Damien Hirst, who is, I think, the worst of all of them.
The drop in the bass of your voice there.
That is, and the whole argument. I used to have a bit when I was a very young and angry and didn't really care about commercial viability, even less so now than now. I'm an artist, so it makes it art. That's good, isn't it? I would go, hey, I'm a baker. This is a bun. Because I am a baker and I say that this is a bun. Do you want to have a... No, it's disgusting, isn't it? It doesn't function as a bun in any way, shape or form, but I am a baker. Bun. It just doesn't make... Ouch. Anyway, I completely agree with you that it strikes me as very... And that is really funny, the thing about it got to the week before the show and she... Because I think a lot of Edinburgh shows are like that as well.
Yeah.
In the it's actually storytelling.
Yeah.
Every stand-up who goes to Edinburgh has a storytelling show. What that means is I lost confidence in myself in March.
A lot of comics ringing their mum in like late July and be like, if any of our relatives died this decade, like a great aunt who I could pretend meant something to me. Can I
Yeah. I'm going to do an Edinburgh show about my great-great-uncle Jabez Tunnicliffe from Leeds, who started a group called the Band of Hope, which was sort of like men in their 20s were drinking their pay, becoming alcoholics, and their families were starving. Their kids and their wives were starving. So my great-great-great-uncle from Leeds, Jabez Tunnicliffe, started this thing called the Band of Hope, which got young men off of alcohol, booze, and put the money back into the families. And it was a great man. So I'm going to do an Edinburgh show that's sort of all cryy about how much I miss this guy from the 1800s who I didn't know. But also, I want to get the message that I'm really from up north. That's what I really want to let everybody know.
You really want to get that in, don't you?
Yeah.
Like the heart of you.
My soul, I might have the voice of a weak and feeble southerner, but I have the heart and soul of a rich north-soiled boy.
You said something to me once that, or it might have been in your show Imagination, which is also on YouTube and very, very, very good.
Okay, Lids.
In fact, last time Alfie was on the show on a Patreon episode, I think it was, we told everyone to go and watch his special and comment the words bum nuggets on it. And there's quite a lot of them because I checked.
There is, and I actually sort of regret it now that there are so many, because I thought, it'd be funny if there's 5. I didn't think like there would be like there might be 100 of those. Like, it's insane. They just kept coming. And I think that YouTube now thinks that like I have created loads of YouTube accounts and I'm just trying to like hike myself up the algorithm, like going bum nuggets, like I'm like absolutely munted on scotch in my bedroom, creating all these separate YouTube accounts and writing bum nuggets underneath my own special to try and hoik the algorithm up.
So what you're saying to 50,000 idiots is don't go to your special Imagination and comment bum nuggets on it.
Comment something else. Comment, hi Alfie, love your work. Love you. Say that you want to like snog my dick or something.
There we go. Let's say that. Go and watch Alfie Brown's special Imagination on YouTube and say, oh my God, he's so funny. I want to snog his dick.
Yeah. And then I could like imagine, because don't want to suck me off. You want to go, like you want to get off with my dick. Like it was a man's face that you liked, but it's a cock and you want to get off with it. I love... Sorry, my girlfriend's been away for a week. So. Yeah, it's nice when your girlfriend goes away because you really get to catch up on your wanking, I think.
You do.
And then you think, oh, I missed you.
Yeah. And then you get really quickly bored of that and want some pussy again.
Yes, it's nicer. It's at the very least wetter and warmer.
Yes. I was talking to my missus about this last night, actually.
There we go.
Do you ever have a looby one?
Thank you for the sound effect that helped me travel to the place in my mind where I could access that memory. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I think whenever I masturbate, it's sort of like an emergency. So it's very like I can't reach for I don't plan these things, and then also I don't want to do. It's enough trouble having to do aftercare with an actual partner that you have sex with. And then you don't want to just lie there in your own sugary cock syrup, do you?
Absolutely don't.
This is what I was talking to. So me and Sam had a little game of 5-a-side last night. And then we also went go-kart.
Who won that?
What?
Who won that?
She finished first.
Did she?
In 5-a-side.
Did she?
Yeah.
Hang on.
What?
It's a euphemism, innit?
Yeah, she come, and then later on I did.
A footy?
Yeah.
It's a euphemism, innit? Yeah. No euphemisms on this pod, lad. Straight talking fucking sex chat, that's what we're having. fucking euphemism. So you came on a lot.
That wasn't me, by the way, for the audio listeners. That was Alfie.
Yes, I'm a fucking vocal chameleon.
We were talking afterwards about self-gratification. And she was talking about the fact, like, we've got a little bullet vibrator in the drawer and a big fucking wand. And she's like, I just don't bother with them because I can just do it just as quick. But it is better with the little bullety one. And I was like, yeah, it's the same for me. Like, a lubey one is so much better, but it's like you've made your dinner and you've already sat on the couch with it and you're comfy and you've got a plate with like a roast dinner on your lap and it needs a bit of salt, but you can't be asked getting back up to get the salt, even though it would make the dinner better. You're just like, oh, I'll just eat it. It'll still satisfy me, mainly.
Have you ever used a fleshlight?
I haven't, but we've had someone get in touch with the podcast to sponsor us because they make fuckable...
Tenga, 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 tales from Africa. Is that who it is? No. That's actually... I've fused two things together there, listener. What I've done is I've taken Tinga, 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 Tales from Africa, which is a cartoon that my children watch, with the sex toy brand Tenga. That's if I had... I do have a podcast, but if I had the sort of podcast where sex brands were getting in touch with me saying, listen, do you want to use our fleshlight and then talk about how good it feels to wank into our plastic? Then I would...
Exactly what the email said. It's almost like you wrote it.
I got one, and I was dating a girl who worked in the industry, and she gave me some eggs, Tenga eggs, which are like, it's like a disposable fleshlight, and I mean, so empowering.
Good.
Oh my God, it's enough. It really. All of these modern inventions, the iPhone and now the Tenga egg, are really helping me realise that I never need to see anybody ever again. I could just buy a studio flat and like sit on Twitter and wank into my egg. That's my Thursday.
I don't think we're going to round off this section in any better way than that.
Okay.
That's what we want to do as adult males. Could you press that red button? We'll have a quick break for the money twats.
Wag wag lids. Hope you're enjoying today's Patreon exclusive. We've got some new merch that you can see over my boobie.
Is this real?
This is an ad, this.
Oh, for the merch.
For the merch that you're wearing.
Get one of these ones, but when you buy it, get one that fits you.
They come in different sizes, but I would definitely maybe order one size up. Unless you want to feel like it's a Tammy Girl starter bra.
haveawordpod.com is where you get the merch from. And it'll save you wearing that pile of shite that you're wearing at the minute.
We just said don't be doing the mean thing. You look like a fucking pedo. Get some merch. But he can't help himself.
But look at them. Look through the camera at the fucking scruffy twat on the other side of it.
I like you. I think you look good.
Fucking pathetic.
But you'll look better in Have a Word Pod merch.
That's what I was saying, just in a more polite way.
And that's here. Because Carlo put the graphic in.
haveawordpod.com if you can't read.
Get on me.
So you were just saying you would like to press a button.
Yeah, I don't know what.
See that slider next to the buttons?
Oh, you've got to press the slider up.
No, push the slider up.
Okay.
Push it up to the tape. Go on, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know sometimes when I'm with Jessie,
Uh-huh.
do you have fun sort of like couple in jokes that you do? So one of my favourites, and I think it's quite telling because all of your funny couple in jokes are very rarely funny to other people. So I'm constantly explaining.
We could easily prove that right now I could give you one of mine out of context.
Okay, cool.
You could give me one of yours out of context.
Okay, cool.
So every time anyone near me and Sam mentions the name Martin or Marty, we go.
That's nice. I like that. That's cute, though. That's really sweet.
We're blowing a kiss to Martin Luther King.
That's nice.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
He's
really...
dead.
He is dead, yeah.
Dead.
Famously dead.
Want to give me one of yours?
Yeah. So when I'm sitting with Jessie and we're just like watching the TV or whatnot, I'll just start staring at her like really affectionately, and just like I've just noticed something new about her, and I touch her gently on the wrist and I say, "You know who you look like today?" And she'll go, "Who?" And I'll say, "Baby P."
What a niche reference.
And it's the funniest thing. Oh, nothing makes me laugh more than that. She falls for it every time. She goes, oh yeah, who do I look like today? You look like Baby P.
Fucking hell. What's one of yours?
I don't know. We've got loads. We can't put a nail on the head of thinking about
You've
one.
got... I know one of yours.
Go on.
I've ate my eel.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, what's that?
We were in Japan and Serica doesn't like fish.
Oh yeah.
And we got a set meal. When you go for something to eat, it's set. And one of them was eel. But the one after it she liked, which was a dessert. And I went, you can't not eat it. So she ate the eel, which she didn't like. And I went, right, give me dessert. Now I've eaten my eel. So now eat me eel means I've done something I don't want to do.
Yeah. So I get my nice thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah. Jesse says eat your frog. Yeah. I mean, but we did, that's just an expression. It's nothing to do with anything like that.
So like, I've watched something I want to watch. You're like, no, I want to watch something I want to watch. Now I've eaten meal.
Yeah. That's really sweet. I'm actually in the middle of writing a book called Why I'm No Longer Talking to Japanese People About Dairy. Just refuse to do it, you know? They won't learn. Should I explain dairy to them again, you know? Fuck, you want to learn about dairy? Learn about it yourself. You know, it's not my responsibility as a Westerner to teach you about dairy.
It's a long book.
Really? It's going to be lots of people on Instagram beginning to be reading it going, I'm actually educating myself.
Do you think you'll ever actually write a book? I can imagine you to write a book.
You've surely written a book. I refuse to believe you.
You've surely written a book. No, never wrote a book.
I think you might have the highest books read to books written ratio in the world.
Defo.
You think we live in an age of people getting book deals before they've read any books? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I think that's very true. That seems to be the kind of like the trajectory for most stand-ups now. As it goes, like, you know, you go, London, the open mic circuit, London clubs, the club circuit, Edinburgh tour, book deal, cancelled, or whatever it is that you do. Like whatever your book deal is, so many. But like, and Jessie, my partner, my common law wife, the mother of my children, has written a book, but it's a novel, so you don't get too many comedians writing novels. I don't think.
Yeah, comedians tend to write like me.
Yeah, here's a book about me and my a quirk about. It's like a big Edinburgh show.
Yeah.
How often do you read books?
How often do I read books?
Like, how often do you finish a book and start again?
You used to be a big reader when you were younger, didn't you?
Yeah, but not anymore.
During lockdown, I couldn't read. I just completely lost the will to.
It's one of the lesser known COVID side effects. Dyslexia.
I just couldn't be. Like, what's the point? We're all locked indoors. Who am I reading for? Like, I mean, I didn't get any pleasure from it because it was...
That does imply that you're currently, like, going around Hyde Park, just getting people to sit down and reading for them.
There are some books that I don't want to read in public.
Mein Kampf.
No, I'd read your Kampf, actually. I'd be happy to read your Kampf. Mein Kampf, your Kampf, we all camp for Mein Kampf. No, I've got the Woody Allen book, apropos of nothing, but also just books that. But the thing, like David Foster Wallace, who's a great novelist and brilliant mind, and he's now been cast with this. Don't date a man who likes David Foster Wallace because they're all, it's become one of the affectations for sort of straight white men. Like Jonathan,
listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. That's another one, isn't it? Oh, he listens to Joe Rogan. Don't go near him then. He probably wants to kill elk and do DMT with Jordan Peterson.
Why would... That sounds great. Kill elk and take DMT with Jordan Peterson. I don't particularly like Jordan Peterson, but I would love to kill an elk with him. I'm a vegan. And I would love to kill an elk with Jordan Peterson. Oh, I've got the elk here. And this silly little voice
Elmo.
that he's got. No, but he's got a silly... I can't do him, but he's got a silly voice. You know what I mean about his silly voice?
The elk is dead. Not Elmo, it's Kermit.
Or Mickey Mouse.
It's Mickey Mouse. He does. His whole sounds like Mickey. Oh, you gotta make your bed in the morning. That's for damn sure.
Why are you so good at Mickey Mouse?
Oh, well, the gender pay gap's greatly exaggerated. I believe equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. That's what I believe. Oh, Minnie, you be quiet. I'm not being antagonistic. There's multivariate research on this topic, Minnie. Now, give me those entrails. I'm hungry for entrails. All the vitamins you can ever want. Yum, yum, yum. It's fun, isn't it?
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I would love to do that. But yeah, Joe Rogan is one, but like, yeah, so David Foster Wallace is like the intellectual, or Jonathan Franzen. That's become like a red flag for people if you like Jonathan Franzen. But to answer your question, I'm back into it now, so I'm reading. I'm reading more. I mean, it depends. Like, I read The Parade by Dave Eggers recently, and that took a week because it's very, very short. And I'm reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt now, and it'll take forever because it's fucking long. So there's no real. But I want to keep.
But I mean, you like back to back read, like chain read.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wait for the films. The Secret History. It's coming out 2023.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
So perfect.
What was that one?
Chat.
So we've had some questions specifically for you.
Oh.
Or with you in mind of being on the show. My favourite one that came in quite quickly is from Matt Tobut. Or Tobut? Something like that.
Mark.
Matt
Tobut.
And then his surname is T-O-B-U-T-T.
Tobut.
Would you rather have Alfie's accent in everyday life, but then Adam's in bed, or Adam's in everyday life and then Alfie's in bed? Now, I think, personally, you've got to have mine in everyday life and yours in bed, because otherwise, I feel like a lot of women will feel like they were tricked into having sex with the Scouser.
Well, as somebody who isn't a great talker in the bedroom, first of all, I don't want anybody to ever go, oh, what do you want? Let's all just work it out. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're trying to do this. I want to forget that language exists. This is a primal experience. I do talking for a job. I don't want to have to talk you through this. Let's just fucking discover it as we go. But I'm also very bad at dirty talk.
I love it.
No, I'm too eloquent for it.
No, I think your voice lends it.
I would say something like, I am replete with cum.
That would turn me on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to suck me so hard that my bottom breathes in.
You've got to say
I know that emotion as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wolf it down, please, bitch. That's not me. Anyway, I think I'd rather have your voice in everyday life, because I think it would be more likely that I get a gig presenting the One Show one day. And then,
Is that what you want?
Well, it'd just be nice to have the option, And then like, maybe me and Alex Jones have an affair, and I'm going, come on, Alex, let's go for a fucking coffee. And she goes, oh, that'd be very nice. Thanks very much for the coffee, Alfie. I liked your presenting on the One Show today. It was nice to talk to Michael Ball again about his upcoming project. And I'd go, fucking too right. Do you want to go to bed together or what? She'd go, oh, yes, please, that sounds lovely. And then I'd go, hello, lovely, as soon as we were under the sheets. And she'd go, what? Because she'd made a similar deal, but with but with Danny Dyer.
Is there an accent? Obviously, you're in a very committed relationship.
Yeah.
But if Jesse left, if Jesse was gone, if Jesse left with the children, moved to the Congo to start an avocado farm, and took the kids with her because they wanted to go. They were like, Dad, we love you.
Jesse's gone.
Jesse's gone.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Why did they all go to Africa and start a business?
Congo's not Africa, is it?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And I don't think they have avocados there.
They do when Jesse gets there.
Yeah. That's how she's making $1 million.
First to the market.
What is this now? Huh? This pear has a big pip. Huh? And it is green. It is multi. What you crazy woman, eh? All this time I've spent mining minerals for iPhones and you are coming here with this pear? And squeezing a lime on it. It's not nice.
Big pip. But the point is, Jesse's gone.
Jesse's gone.
Jesse's gone. And if you were sort of given a genie comes down and goes, right, we're going to create your perfect woman.
Yeah.
It's going to look exactly how you want it to look. We don't need to go into that. But what accent do you want it to have? And it's going to be this accent forever. So is there an accent that you would love on a lady?
I think like a husky wee Belfast accent.
Yeah.
I think like a husky way. Alfie, you look gorgeous today.
I think
love
that'd be
you.
great for a week and a half.
I think you underestimate my passion about the vowel signs that they...
Vile.
Vowel signs. The endless source of joy to me. Yeah, something like that. Or Southern, like Southern American.
Yeah.
Hi there, sir. I can't wait to show you what's underneath this corset here. Like, you know, take me to the ball. Take me to your balls. And, you know, whatever, you know.
You gave up on your own thing.
Like, you know, whatever.
Whatever.
Or Spanish. I love your cock. That's good, isn't it? I love your cock.
She's repeating it.
Yeah,
In case
yeah.
she didn't get it.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand.
I love your cock. I'm from Spain.
You're very good at accent.
Thanks, Carl.
I would love like
What would you
Oh,
what are you asking for?
I want a 280-pound black woman with a Chinese accent,
Yeah.
for example.
I think that'd be good for about a week.
I think it'd be great forever. Every time you meet someone new, like, no, watch this.
listen.
Lisa, talk.
Lisa?
Lisa!
That's her first and surname, by the way. It's Lisa.
Lisa. Nice.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those Chinese names that she had to have because, you know, white people can't. So, like, it's, you know, her real name is Lao Tiu or something like that.
I seen a thing recently that said statistically there is a white guy who moved with his parents to China for work and has been brought up in China and now speaks English fluently but in a Chinese accent, and everyone just thinks he's an asshole.
Oh, yeah, like
Yeah, the
white Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I did I ever tell you about the time that I slept with a woman from Zimbabwe and then upset her greatly? No. Well, I was at Crowbar Metal. I had just broken up with my girlfriend and I was staying in a friend's flat. Now, the friend was a rich kid whose father was a Mauritian diplomat. He had gone away to move into his new, better flat, and I had his bedroom, which was still furnished with all of his, like, the son of a Mauritian diplomat stuff. Now, they were full of trinkets and from little special decorations from business trips that his father had been on. I go out one night to Crowbar. I meet this girl. She's really, really wonderful. Her name is Sarah. She's a philosophy grad from the UCL who was 33 years old, and she'd moved there with her child after being into a an arranged marriage when she was younger, and then renouncing her Christianity, starting up in philosophy. Really, really amazing, interesting, beautiful, beautiful woman from Zimbabwe, and robust and a lovely large frame. And we got back to my flat.
Robust.
Yeah, we.
Like a table.
I loved her. She was really funny as well. And she came back. We had sex, full sex, and she was very funny afterwards. She said, "Me and you are going to have the most beautiful babies." And I went, "Right, I see." And she went, "Oh, we would, if it was not for the coil in my womb." And I went, "Yeah, fair play. That's good stuff." And then she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm a stand-up comedian." She went, "Can I come and see you?" And I went, "Yes, I'm currently doing a run at the Soho Theatre." And she booked, like, what a power move. She naked in bed to me after having just slept with me one night, booked tickets for tomorrow night with her mate. Anyway, whilst she was sort of wandering about my room, having a little look around, she noticed that one of the diplomatic trinkets that had been left behind was actually a signed decorative plate from Robert Mugabe. And she looked at it, like, naked, just stood up staring at this signed plate in this white guy's bedroom. So, "Excuse me, Alfie, why do you have a signed plate from Robert Mugabe in your bedroom?" And I went, "Oh, I sort of forgot that was there." "You forgot a signed plate from Robert Mugabe was in your bedroom. You come and you take a black girl from Zimbabwe back to your house and you forget that you have a signed plate. How do you get a signed plate from Robert Mugabe and forget? He did some very bad things to my people. You know that, don't you, Alfie?" And I went, "Yeah, Sarah, I'm really sorry about
That's
it,
why
actually.
I've got it.
I didn't know, like, what was going on." Anyway, there's no brilliant end to the story other than to say, I think that's a pretty good end to
Two
the
empty
story.
seats at your show the next night.
No, she came. She absolutely loved it. And Jessie came to the same show, and we organised to go out on a date that night. And then I slept with and impregnated Jessie the week afterwards. So
She didn't have a coil.
she didn't have a coil in her womb, famously. No, no. She said no. She said that she was infertile, so that I wouldn't be able to get her pregnant. So do be vigilant, boys. Because I actually have 3 children now, and my life is not mine. Anyway, ask me a fucking question then, come on.
Could you please, just because I know you do it on, are you doing the coronavirus deal with Jessie story in your new show?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's very good.
Go and see the show. I was about to ask you to tell that story, but I don't want you to do that if it's in the show.
Well, that's good of you.
Because there are people who are going to go and see your show. So, on the subject of pound and puss,
We are firmly on that subject.
I sort of feel like that isn't good for my brand. I do feel like there's moments on this podcast where our styles clash.
if you had to choose between just
What? The screech. It's better that than Danny.
if you had to choose between just foreplay or just sex forever, what would you choose? Surely you've got children, so it's foreplay, isn't it?
It is foreplay, yeah. It is foreplay. But, I mean, if you weren't having sex, it would just be play, wouldn't it? But, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can't say that to your missus.
Yeah.
She's going to have a play. Trying to do a play with me.
Go a bit of play. Come on.
Wet play.
Let wet play. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
lovely bit of play.
I think the pinnacle, we were sort of mentioned it pre-show, the pinnacle of sexual activity is a 69.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No?
No.
No?
I'd go sex me.
Would you?
Yeah.
See,
You
both
can,
great.
you can control it more and you can do more things.
I think you can do less things.
No, but I mean in different positions you can control it more, I think.
Does
Yeah.
anal count as sex or foreplay?
Sex.
Sex.
Okay.
I
Sounds like
don't
Russell
think
Brand.
anybody goes, do you want to do a bit of anal? Warm up.
Should we have a little aperitif? Maybe a little warm up, a little amuse bouche, a little amuse ass, a little tiny little smattering of a bit of anal before we really start cracking on with the meat of the business. It's like going to a restaurant and saying, I'll have the pasta for the main, and to start, I'll have a tomahawk, please. Just a little tomahawk to whet the appetite before I have my little pasta gnocchi. Before I have. Thank you. Garçon, the cream of cum for me, please. The cream of cum.
Ooh. You both picking foreplay, yeah?
Sorry?
Both going foreplay?
Both gone foreplay?
I think I'd have to go sex because I would like to be a father at one point. So at this point in my life,
At one point, and then not again. That was a fun couple of months, baby. Okay. Anyway, I'm off to the Congo. Jessie said that she wants my help with an avocado scheme. So,
oh,
come on.
this is fun.
Come on then.
Okay.
Sorry for snorting my thingamajig on them.
Okay, so on the subject of our families, we got a question from Jake Garrett that says, wag wag lids. I was just talking to my dad the other day about comedy, and he mentioned how annoying it must be for the family of comics when they're involved in the jokes, and it got me wondering, do any of your family or friends say stuff like, don't turn this into a bit, when something happens in like are they being serious as well? Do some of them simply not like your comedy? Like, they appreciate that some people do really enjoy it and they can see why it would be funny, but it just doesn't do it for them. Has this ever caused any arguments when someone has said they don't think you're that funny, etc.? And do people ever get truly pissed off with being involved in your jokes? I think you're both class and everything, but obviously comedy is subjective and not for everyone, so it just got me thinking, love your work, lads. Can't wait to see you live soon. That's from Jake Garrett. So,
Thanks, Jake Garrett. Thank you. Jesus. I find it quite annoying and quite arrogant when you meet some... I met these guys in Lisbon. They were flown over for the City-Chelsea Champions League final. And they went, all right, so, I hope I don't end up in one of your sketches. And I thought, I'm not going to fucking remember who you are tomorrow. Let alone you ending up in one of my sketches. I don't do sketches, it's stand-up, okay? I'm not a fucking loser. Not sketches like a fucking dweeb. And also, who are you? Oh, you'll never guess what, paying audience, but I met some nondescript bloke from Manchester who I've forgotten about. Is that good enough for you? No, who cares about you? Nobody cares about you. He was actually really, really nice. And I remember him quite well.
I do struggle to not tell people how unfunny a situation is when they say things like that. Like, it's normally like extended family or friends of friends, and they found out you're a comic, and like they'll drop their pint or they'll spill a bit. And like, I'm going to end up in your next show. You won't, because
Drop the pint.
but it is literally that innocuous, and it happens all the time. And I struggle to not go. You won't, mate. This isn't even remotely funny. Even to me, and I'm here. Like, I've seen it happen. Like, some things you had to be there, and this is one of those things that even if you're there, doesn't matter. And I really struggle to not say that out loud. I think the real meat of this question, though, is, I know you've spoke about, like, Jessie on stage. I talk about my missus a lot. A lot of my material throughout my life as a stand-up has been either girlfriend or ex-girlfriend material, depending on what stage of my life I'm in. Does Jessie ever go, I don't fucking like that bit and you need to stop doing it? Or have you got family or friends who've done a similar thing?
As somebody who has been I've been in one of her sketches. She's done shows, comedy shows, one-woman shows, that have been brilliant, but have on 2 occasions been sort of mainly based around me, to the extent that her last show, Sunrise, featured a key moment in the middle where she inquired to the paying audience every single night, thousands and thousands and thousands of people, has anyone here fucked Alfie Brown? So that's my full name, isn't it? That's my full name. And that's has anybody here? And nobody ever said, and it's because me and Jessie, when we were broken up, went to an STD clinic, and she went, well, I've got a new boyfriend, I need to go to an STD clinic. You're fucking as many people as you possibly can. Like, there's a kind of prize at the end or something. So you need to go to an STD clinic, definitely, especially given I know what you're like with condoms, nodding to the children. And I went, okay, yeah, fine, fair enough. We went to the STD clinic together. And going to an STD clinic is funny because the awkward white woman in the room needs to ask you these questions but hates having to ask them to you. So it's hoping that you cut her off. So have you been having unprotected sex recently? And you go, yeah, that's why I'm here. Right, okay. Right, okay. And have you had a sex with anybody from Africa or Asia recently? And I went, yeah. I actually upset one of them by having a Robert Mugabe play. And then she goes, right. So you've had unprotected Southern Africa. That's fine. Right. And were they? And were they black? Were they black? And you go, yeah, very much so actually. We better swab your cock then, mister. Anyway, I came out clean and fresh as a daisy. Thank you very much indeed. Jessie has syphilis, weirdly. No, Jessie's fine. Jessie's clean as well. It just amuses me the idea she might have caught like Victorian STD. You've got syphilis. You've been fucking a Victorian rent boy in the mouth for ages. So, we on our walk home across London Bridge, or whatever bridge it was, Waterloo Bridge maybe, I went, oh, hello, hi, and waved to some girl. And Jessie went, who was that? Who was that? And I went, nobody. And have you had sex with her? And we just so happened to have walked past somebody that I'd fucked in the not too distant past. And that ended up with her asking the audience every night, has anyone here fucked Alfie Brown? I
remember coming to see your show that year in Edinburgh when Jessie was doing Sunrise, and was it Imagination or the one before?
Lunatic.
I remember being in the queue for your show, and there was two really lovely, like, young girls in the queue in front of me. Maybe they were like 20 or something. And I'm just stood there on my own because, like, in Edinburgh, you, as a comic, you'll often go and watch your friend or any performance show solo. And they were just like, oh, you on your own? Just being friendly. And I was like, yeah, I am, yeah. She was like, have you seen Jessie's show? And I was like, no, have you? She went, yeah, well, we went to see Jessie's the other night and thought, well, we've got to see both.
Yeah.
We've got to see both.
Loads of people came to mine expecting it was going to be my side of the story. And I went, no, I don't really care that much. She just, believe whatever she says, I don't mind. I was uncomfortable with... What that did was the show being about the breakup from me, having a puppet made of my head and having her have conversations with it on stage, and having had so many thousands of people. It was a much more popular show than I could ever do. I couldn't sell that many tickets. So it sort of makes you feel like your life is not your own slightly, because she's providing the narrative of your own existence to people without you really getting to have a say in it. So I do understand people's discomfort with me having... But now it means I can get away with anything. And she can say absolutely nothing. And she has said, oh, that bit where you talk about, I've got a bit about being a parent and how awkward it is having to go down on somebody in the same room as a baby monitor, because you can never kind of lose yourself to it. And anyway, there's an act out ensues. And she went, do you have to do that bit? And I went, yeah. Because you asked 2,000 people, has anyone here fucked Alfie Brown? We live in a world of mutually assured destruction, and essentially we understand that honesty is to be, preferred above all else, to be prized, to be celebrated in what we do. So it's a kind of concession that we both just make.
I've told every girl I've ever ended up in a relationship with, within 2 to 3 dates, if this becomes serious, you are sort of signing over your rights of our life for my material. I make that very clear early on. I talk about my life. I'll be brutally honest and sometimes beyond honest and into hyperbole and bollocks, and I'll exaggerate things that make you or me look worse than we are for the sake of humour, and that's going to happen, and you need to be okay with it, or this is never going to work. And I always set that out so early on, because it's just, it's what I do, and I'm going to continue to do it, and there's no relationship that's going to get in the way of it.
How was that taken in your current relationship?
She was like, yeah, sound. And then there's been 2 bits. One where she was like, I don't think that's funny, but whatever. And another bit she was like, I want you to change this a bit. And I was like, well, I'm going to change it a bit anyway because I don't like it, but you actually don't get to do that. And she was like, you know what? Yeah, fair enough.
What was the bit that she didn't think was funny?
So it will be in my new show, but it's it's a
please.
routine about how I get told I'm punching above my weight.
Oh, I've seen it. It's good.
Yeah. But there was a bit in it early on.
I know.
Oh, yeah. But also, yeah,
I know.
Yeah. And she was like, nah. And I was like, well, I've noticed that actually. So, yeah.
I'll change it on my terms.
that's really funny. Okay, yeah. No, I wondered. Oh, that'll be a. Yeah, well, go on, Lids. You've got a treat in store. Please,
So but we're going to take a break now before we bring international rapper and battle rap superstar Shotty Horroh into the studio, where he will join us and we'll talk to him. Before we do that, could you please let everyone know where they can get tickets for your show, the Theatre Run, and the tour in general?
AlfieBrownComedian.com. Pretty sure is what my website's called.
Everything there.
Yeah.
And Soho starts in November. And
Soho starts November the 8th. Please, also seeing as a lot of you might be on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my YouTube channel, that would do me the world of good. So if you think I deserve a favour, I'd love that.
That channel is
Alfie Brown Comedian. Everything I do is AlfieBrownComedian.com or / from whatever.
cool. And as you've seen at the start of the show, Patreons, you get early access to my tour show on Wednesday, the 27th of October. And public people, Friday, the 29th, 10 a.m. Some of these rooms are quite small. If you do want to get tickets, maybe just set an alarm for 5 to and get some tickets. 10 a.m. on Friday. And
Very
I will
exciting.
see...
Where's your London date?
Leicester Square Theatre.
When is it?
It's the Saturday, the 20-something of April, whatever the Saturday is of that week.
Oh, amazing. I look forward to it.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. So please get some tickets. We will take a break now, and we'll see Shotty and Alfie and me back in just, a second or two for you after this advert from some cunts who give us money to talk shit. You press that button.
You know there's a disturbance in the force when it's me doing an ad read because I don't do this shit normally. But Manscaped have dropped a new ad. It's important. We love these guys. They've supported us, so support them. This ultimate package includes the amazing Lawnmower 4.0. Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming, have done it again. 2 million men worldwide that trust Manscaped with the new Performance Package 4.0 by going to manscaped.com. Use the code WORD20 for 20% off and free shipping. That's specific to the lids to this podcast. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First off, the new Performance Package 4.0 includes the new lawnmower. This trimmer is insane, and I dare say the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also has this amazing LED light, so if you're a maverick and you shave your balls in the dark, you can see where you go. And as I said, the Weed Whacker is amazing. It uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system. You get all of this kit within the Performance Package 4.0 and then seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant for before leaving the house and the Crop Reviver ball toner. Manscaped even throw in 2 free gifts with every Performance Package 4.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WORD20. Treat yourself. Go around the house, see what else you can shave. But shave everything. Carl, can you shave pets? Don't shave you pets' balls. Just use it on yourself. 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com using the code WORD20. Aight?
Hello, welcome back to part 3 of 4 of this week's Halfway podcast. I'm here with comedian Alfie Brown.
Hi, how's it
producer
going?
Carl over there. And Shotty fucking Horroh is sat on a
Shotty
sofa.
Horroh.
Press that applause button.
Oh, press the applause button. Sorry, that's my first time I've been behind on the buttons today. Sorry about me.
Could you press it again so it
It's
stops?
fine, don't press it again.
Thanks for coming in.
Nice one.
And
Finally.
you were saying just before we started that you want to stuff a million steads up your ass and become that big.
I've been training for a good bit now. Year and a half.
Trying to bulk up.
Yeah. I'm there, I think.
You're looking big, like.
Yeah, you've got lovely arms, it has to be said.
Thank you. The gains are doing good, but I'm just an impatient man, and I think it might be time for a big fucking trenbolone sandwich. Androgynous hormones.
And you're not
To the
worried about little dick
posting.
syndrome?
No, massive dick, loads of spare dick.
Spare dick. Well, in that case, I mean, could I have some?
We've been here for 2 minutes.
Because
You didn't even buy me the beer and you're asking me for cock.
but no, I don't want to enjoy or well, I do want to, but I want to have it as my. There's no real way to do this transaction without some serious medical intervention.
Just match me
but
on Grindr.
I've got a gorgeous cock, but it's a very average size.
You've told me this before.
Yeah.
You've got like a pretty dick.
Really
What?
pretty. I think it's a great, like, it's not one of these weird, like, yours might be big, but I bet
What
it's
constitutes as a pretty dick? What is an aesthetically pleasing dick?
mine isn't.
symmetry.
Makeup.
Mine isn't, because I've got a scar on mine from me reduction.
You haven't.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I actually did have a cock reduction when I was 9.
You fucking never.
Did you have to have were you one of these kids with a fucking massive hood?
No, the hood was too small, so they reduced me dick.
Oh,
So that the hood would fit.
They just cut the hood off.
What?
They just cut the hood
They
off.
just didn't do that. I was 9. There was no consent. They just took half me dick.
Half.
Yeah, a foot.
okay.
That was a joke.
Keep me abreast of all these jokes that people let me do. So when you let me know next time there's a joke, that'd be great. So I just come across everything.
How much spare dick have you got then?
Well, I'd say 4.5
Spare.
millimeters.
Dicks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, 4.5 dicks.
You do have the confidence and swagger of a man with a baguette.
It's all that. When I was 15, 16, and then noticed I was more well endowed than the rest of the lads in football training in the showers.
Yeah.
And I just coasted through life then.
Yeah.
Said I'm not coming back tomorrow.
All blokes with big dicks have the same attitude. It's like all blokes with big dicks are like they have the same confidence of a boyfriend who's got their girlfriend a really great birthday present.
Yep.
So they can be quite unpleasant for the time being because like you don't know what I got you though. It's fine. I've got a huge dick.
I'm not washing it today. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's there.
people are doing that when they've got girlfriends to the girlfriend. He's doing it to like baristas in Pret a Manger. He's like, you better make me that oat milk latte because my dick is fucking massive.
Yeah.
Knock it all over. It's like, it's just
Good order.
Little suggestion, just from a PR point of view.
Yeah.
You need to get a press shot now that you're bigger.
Yeah.
Because today I done a post on our Patreon page, patreon.com/haveawaypod. Starts at just £3 a month. I did a post today to get the listeners to ask you questions, and all I could find was your promo pictures from like your don't flop days,
The bony
where
days.
you were you're just a skinny guy. Like there's going to be people who might not be aware of your work yet who've seen that post today and are now going to be looking at the camera and being like, is that the same
Who's that
fucking guy?
It's all Briggs' fault. He should systematically go and delete every shit picture of me because that's his job. But he's got better things to do apparently.
Is that why you brought him in today?
Just a
He's
shit-
off camera.
shit
Briggsy is
human.
here.
Briggs is in here, but he's a horrible human for that.
It's
You know what I
weird,
mean?
isn't it? You have to recalibrate your behaviour when somebody looks like I saw your pictures and thought, I can
I'll
imagine.
bully him.
Yeah, I'll kind of I can humiliate him
Yeah.
and like use my physical superiority to make him feel badly about himself.
Well, he did instantly with the handshake when we walked in.
Yeah. Well, I'm like
Powerful.
I'm like Bruce Lee. I've got a lot of hidden power.
You are like Bruce Lee.
I am like Bruce Lee.
That's exactly what
Same
I
cock
thought
as well. Same
when
cock.
I walked in, I thought, he reminds me of Bruce Lee. Like, when I said before, I said, I know you, I've seen your work. I meant Enter the Dragon. Leather chuck, you know.
Yeah. Punch bigger than my cock, sadly.
What's
1 inch punch. There was a joke I did.
good?
I'll keep you across
Keep
that
me-
one.
That was battle rap level.
Was it battle rap level good?
So it was really bad. No,
okay.
no, it was great. That I love that. I'm gonna,
Thank you, mate. Scribble it down, have it.
What is, if you don't mind me asking, what is the goal of the Balkan? Because I know you're big into wrestling.
Yeah.
Have you got designs on a bit of wrestling?
There was like we was doing a documentary for a bit. I was training with like guys from WWE, NXT, like Sam Gradwell, Johnny Brannigan was training me and stuff. But because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown, there wasn't access to any wrestling rings. I had to wrestle in a boxing ring. It's a very different structure
Slumdog Millionaire 2.
Oh, mate, first world problems that day. I got arrested. I actually had a wrestling ring as well, didn't I?
But
I
is
had
the
one
floor of the
bought in
boxing ring less
storage.
bouncy,
Yeah, it's just pure wood and.
so you don't want to be suplexed.
There you go. Yeah,
Onto it.
that's it. No,
Yeah.
they call it a bump card. Pro wrestlers, they say you have a bump card. You got so many bumps you're allowed to take in the ring, before your heart starts exploding. You start getting like really crippled or whatever. Excuse me, that was a burp and a C word. But after I did that bit out, that joke. Keep it in. Yeah, so it was very painful, very fast. I was cashing in a lot of the bump card very quick, waking up with injuries, and then not being able to just do my actual job. So it was like, you know what, bollocks to this. I didn't want to be at WrestleMania or anything.
So it's just a kind of hobby to go alongside.
Yeah, but it was like the most fucking painful hobby ever. It's like the most stupid thing ever in the world to do as a hobby. Because I've done Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, I've done everything. Nothing hurts like pro wrestling. Nothing, mate. Because it's like they say in it, if you don't do this at home as well, but if you drop a baby, it'll bounce. Didn't work when I dropped a baby.
No, it
Bang! Didn't bounce anywhere. Drop the bastard though. But like because like I guess the thinking behind that is the baby don't know it's coming, so it's kind of like more supple to the impact and that.
Yeah.
And that's kind
Like
of the
when
same.
people have fell out of planes and they've gone limp in the air and survived.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. You said that last week.
Never.
There was a fella who fell out of a plane,
Yeah.
and he passed out on the way down because he was like had a panic attack,
Yeah.
and it went to his head, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die,"
Thank you.
and he hit the ground
got
and
the
just got up
bullshit
and went on with his day.
Bullshit,
Yeah,
no.
just walk the rest of the way, yeah.
I've been very, very nervous and tentative about. Like, I feel like I'm wearing the woman who I'm having affairs with boxer shorts. I'm pressing a button, and the bullshit bell, and we are excited. I didn't want to wear the headphones. That's a step too far. But Jesus Christ, I'm like,
But yeah, I know what you mean. The baby thing.
Yeah. It's just like more like if you know impact's coming, it hurts 10 times more for some reason. If the body knows it's coming and you try and like get ready for it, it hurts. So
Tense
when
up,
a big
yeah.
bloke says to you, I'm
That's
gonna
why a
drop
lot of
you on your head,
boxers.
and then
That's why a
drops
lot
on
of
your head.
boxers do 12 rounds with their eyes closed.
Yeah.
It's a very famous tactic.
Yeah, and just don't look. Don't know it's coming, it don't hurt.
Yeah.
It's why Man United play like that all season as well. Apparently. You know what I mean?
I'm not comfortable making United a shit jokes when we played them on Sunday, and I absolutely expected to bounce them all over Old Trafford.
Yeah.
it's one of my favourite things about Carl's recent output. If you've been enjoying that, listener or viewer at home, Carl's been putting out some great Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
At
type
Sensei Carl _.
Banter. It's been.
Yeah.
I just think he's pathetic.
Yeah.
He's eminent. He's really bullyable.
Yeah, definitely.
He doesn't park in the manager's parking spot at Old Trafford
Because of Sir Alex Ferguson.
Because that's for Alex. That's for the boss
No,
man.
it's not.
It is.
No, it's for him.
It's for you.
And he's a weak. Do you know? Like, does it like strike you when when the camera cuts to the manager while a football game's on? Like, when it gets to him and he looks like a dog watching two humans have sex. He looks like at any moment he's going to go, right, so this is football then, is it? Right. I'm not totally sold on it. I don't think it's that fun to watch, but I'm sure I'll puzzle it out. He's a moron. He's such a moron.
He is. But Long may be at that club.
I know. I was overjoyed to see that game last night and watch Atalanta crumble at the mighty hand of the world's greatest Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Do you not think it would have been great if they'd lost 4-0 low and they had to go in with like John O'Shea as caretaker manager this weekend? Because that would have been fucking wonderful.
Don't underestimate the John O'Shea bounce.
Didn't he nutmeg Figo once?
What?
John O'Shea nutmeg Figo once.
Yeah, I know.
So he can definitely be the manager of United.
I think they should give it to Giggsy.
That's a good point.
Give it to
actually.
Giggsy and make the team even more unlikable. And Giggsy can say to Ronaldo, okay, you rape them, I'll headbutt them.
He goes under the radar how much of a piece of shit that guy is, isn't it?
Ronaldo?
No, Ryan Giggs. Like, Ryan Giggs is a horrible, horrible man.
He's just made himself nervous.
The internet will
Don't
see
clip
that.
it.
The internet will
Don't
see
clip
that.
After
it.
that, edited out.
Don't clip. Keep it in, but don't clip it, everybody. Okay? Don't. With a little emoji of a kind of a huge man being forceful. Oh God Almighty! What a silly podcast you've got that makes everybody behave quite badly. Sorry, Shotty. Sorry.
Giggs is a
Carry on.
cunt.
Yeah, he's a wrong 'un, innit?
Yeah, he gets away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, man. Ryan Giggs is a wrong 'un. Like,
Yeah.
more should be said about this. Like, he does very. Didn't he like kidnap someone and like put her in like a wheelie bin or something like that? Did he? I made that last bit up. I made that
Hang
last
on,
bit
hang
up.
on, just one word.
Allegedly. Let's. It's time to welcome our other guest.
Would
the
you-
word allegedly.
Would you put it past him?
No.
There you go.
No, I wouldn't.
So you did it.
I think it's quite funny that like his brother like had his sort of life taken away from him by his brother. Like his name's Rodri, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rodri
Rodri
Giggs.
Giggs.
What are you, Rodri lad?
His wife got like piped for decades or whatever it was.
Decades.
Yeah, but like, by lots of footballers.
Was it?
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Oh,
just
right.
Ryan.
No,
Yeah,
he's
I
spoken about it. Lots of footballers had sex with his wife.
Yeah.
But like
Oh,
obviously his brother's a big...
Got to pick the right one.
He's like the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of managers. Sorry, that was really unnecessary. But he got like a deal with like Paddy Power or something, didn't he? He's like on
Yeah,
betting
yeah,
adverts now,
yeah.
like, oh, have a bet. And he's
Love
being
that
paid, but he's only got that job.
Working copywriting.
Have a bet.
Right, so we've got a betting company, are you? Yeah, great. You should. We were thinking for the slogan because you're a betting company, isn't it? Yeah. So, have a bet. We thought that would work. Because that's what you want people. That is what. Yeah. Have a bet. Thank you so much.
But yeah, he's made a career off being a gimp.
Yeah, a cook.
A cook, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuckold.
There's a little scene of like footballers' brothers actually, isn't there? Like less genetically blessed brothers, like they just sit there moping about how they didn't make it. Or he's shagging my wife for 10 years. Like just moaning bastards, aren't they? Really, like
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
Can
you've
you
lived
name-
off
can you
Ryan.
name-
For,
can you
I think
name one more?
there's a few
fucking
Roonies.
Gary Lineker's weird brother.
Oh,
Wayne
Phil
Wayne
Neville.
Lineker, yeah.
Gary
He won a
Lineker.
Premier League title.
No, not Neville.
Gary
You said
Lineker?
Neville. I said Lineker.
Wayne Lineker.
But no, Phil Neville as well.
I think there's a few of Rooney's brothers that you can go and see at Chester Zoo.
Can I clip any of this?
Sorry?
Can I clip any of
Yeah,
this?
clip that. That's fine.
I like Wayne. Wayne's a good lad.
So, you were training for the wrestling,
Kind of.
but you're not going to do it now.
No.
No.
But then I preferred being bigger and training. Once you start training, you start loving it, and there's like
I know.
girls in tight pants in the gym and that. You know what I mean? So
I know, it's a nightmare, isn't it? It's
horrible.
You see them and you think, oh my God, you're beautiful. What makes you so beautiful? Then you realise, oh, you're wearing not very much.
yeah.
That's what it is. That's what I fancy.
I'm quite into clothes, you know.
Ayo.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, yesterday I went go-karting with my missus, and you know that like boiler suit they make you put on?
Yeah.
I just wanted to shag her head off. Like,
Yeah.
she looked like a mechanic, and it turned me on.
Yes? You wanted to put the lotion on her skin or else she gets the hose again.
Like, we've spoken about this before. Any sort of, like, Halloween is just like Pornhub Live for me.
Yeah, no, same.
Like,
100%.
anything like that. It's like a little tennis skirt, a little
Oh,
Batman
no.
costume.
For me, it's office wear, like office kind of pencil skirts with
Secretary.
like blazers and white shirt, like that. For me, because we work in comedy and like all the entertainment, everybody's dressing up all the time and going, "Oh, look at me, aren't I interesting?" And
Because
look
you
at this
want the woman to look
personality.
like she could forgive your debt.
Are you an ombudsman who could possibly help me with my overdraft that I can't service? I'd like to fuck you. Thank you very much. Yeah, maybe. No, I just think it's because that's what's hot. Because like, you know, being sensible and working hard seems like sex is a kind of a foreign idea to.
Would you? I
to
asked
that.
Dan last week. Would you like to be dominated?
Well, No, but never say never.
Okay. Just
Ooh,
people have
said it
that
twice.
sensibility, don't they?
It's a Harry Hill joke. No, it sounded like an offer.
It's not an offer. It's just some people that have that sensibility. That
No.
I don't think he ever could.
I like to dominate.
Me too, but I would try it once, like oysters. Give it a go. I know I won't like it, but I'll do it just to say I've done it.
Right.
Yeah.
Shotty, are you?
No.
No, you like to be dominating.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Just generally in life.
It wouldn't.
everywhere
I don't think
go,
being a submissive sex partner would suit you. I know we haven't known each other for long, but
I'd feel awkward.
but you give the vibe of
you
somebody.
know what I mean? Oh, do that.
Also,
I
it just
don't know
wouldn't
what
be.
the fuck
It
you'd
wouldn't
say.
be believable if you were submissive. Oh yeah, take
Yeah,
control.
I'd lever her.
Yeah, well, that's very
submissive to
nice,
you,
dear.
I'll
Actually,
smash
but it's lovely to
Look
hear.
at me, I train hard. You a slender, sexy woman. I'll pile drive you till you die.
Yes.
I'm not going to, but we all need to know that that's possible.
How long is this pile driving going to take? Just till you die. Just till you die. And then we'll have it boxed up. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So you're not training anymore, and that is to concentrate on what you called your proper job, which is rapping.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, kind of.
So I'm a fan of your music, but my gateway to you was your battling.
Yeah.
And you got an event on Saturday coming up. Any early access patrons in the Manchester area, there might be some tickets left.
Yeah.
They could get from
I don't know. I don't care.
Migsy.
You can Google it.
Premier Battles, though. I was joking. PremierBattles.club, you can get the tickets. It's got Shuffle T and Marlowe versus Skateboat, so it should be very good.
We need to get Shuffle T and Mallow on this
Oh,
show.
mate,
Shuffle
that would
O
be
and
brilliant.
Shuffle T.
Nah, so you got Marlowe and
right.
Shuffle T,
Sorry,
and together
sorry.
they are
Shuffle O.
Shuffle.
Lovely stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Some of they're just the best 2-on-2 team in the world
Yeah.
by a distance.
and both like really sick individual guys as well. Like
Yeah.
good individual rappers.
I'm
like.
excited. Me and Carl are
funny.
going to the event
Yeah.
on Saturday. We're looking forward to it.
This isn't your first event though, is it?
No, I've been to 2 before.
Yeah.
So I went to Don't Flop's 7th birthday, the day after you battled Clips.
Yeah.
Glad you missed that one. There. I saw my ass
Yeah,
that
that
day.
was a fucking good battle.
Yeah. So a bit of context behind that. So obviously a lot of people watching won't know what we're talking about.
So if you want the full context, we'll give you a little bit now. Go and watch Shotty Horroh versus Charlie Clips. It was
Yeah.
the Don't Flop's 7th birthday.
Yeah.
And the thing you're referencing, in Charlie's second round, he'd put a scheme together where he brought
Lyrically jumped.
four other rappers
Yeah.
on stage
Yeah.
to all battle you at once.
Yeah.
But you had no idea that was coming.
No. And what had happened, what was also going on, me and DNA were cool now, but we had like real like issues for a while. And it was in a case of the minute you land in England, we're just going to go to the car park and get it dealt with.
Yeah.
And he was giving it the talk like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I went to the hotel, he was this big, and the dynamic was different when we got in there.
Yeah.
But the guys that he was with was all saying he was going to do this and do that. And I'm just a little scruff from our parade. So as soon as I was in there, I was like, right, the fuck wants it? Kicking off. Charlie Clips come and sorted it out actually and calmed it all down. But then when my friends, Marcus Nasty and stuff from London, from the Nasty crew and that, when we was in there and then they stood up, all my boys, they'd seen the commotion in the hotel. So they was like, yo, fuck, it's on. So if you watch the footage, it's the guys behind me stand up first.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're very serious guys. So I was like trying to stand in the middle of all that. But yeah, so
There was a lot of that cut out because obviously I wasn't in
Yeah.
the building.
yeah.
Because
Straight on the phone, I don't flop, cut that shit. But it's just one of them. Like,
it's still a fucking great battle though.
Yeah.
I think I would have smoked him if I didn't do that. Like, I think I won on content, but I don't know. It was just a mad night where I didn't see the battle ending as a battle. I thought it was all about to erupt and go off in a way. But they're always the more fun ones, especially for the fans, I think.
Yeah, it's
A
drama,
bit of
innit?
danger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
drama.
then the having to keep your composure as a performer and like be witty, perform well, whilst at the same time like thinking, oh, there might be actual like commotion.
Yeah.
It must be. I mean, that feels to me, as somebody who had a woman held a glass to my head the other day at a gig. I mean, that is until then, kind of quite a foreign thing that I can't imagine how you deal with that. I haven't seen rap battle for a while. I did my show in 2012, and the guy on before me, did a brilliant show, but I only saw him rap battle a couple of times because they did some Don't Flops in Edinburgh Festival that year.
Yeah, I remember
Mark
the
Grist.
time. Mark Grist, yeah, he ended up having a good battle with Blizzard, actually. That went super viral. That was the first viral battle.
Yeah,
It's the
it was
first
the,
one I remember,
Yeah.
It's, I mean, and he...
it was the top viewed for a long time until you and Arsenal came along and just blew it out the water.
Yeah, that was weird that me and Arsenal did that as well. I don't know, because there's no gimmick to it. It's just literally a rap battle.
Yeah, but it's
You
like
and Arsenal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but like,
unbelievable
he did
battle,
good.
though, innit?
Nice one, man. Yeah, I just think...
One of the times me and him have watched that battle
Yeah.
is in,
like if
And
we're
I think a
driving
lot of
somewhere
people
for a
like
bit, we'll
that.
just put it on in the car and just listen to it.
Yeah.
we don't,
without
we,
even-
no,
like-
we don't even listen to it. We just fucking he does Arsenal, I'll do Shotty.
Do you know what it is about that battle? You're both at the absolute top of your game.
Yeah, 100%.
And that just leads, it doesn't matter who won.
Yeah.
And you can argue all day about who did.
Yeah.
But you both just, there's not a single slip.
Yeah.
There's not a single problem. There's not a single anything.
Yeah.
It's just from start to finish. You both get every single word you wanted to get off.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
every punch lands. The crowd are on fire.
And I think it's a big like culture clash on the stage. You got this black guy from Newark, New Jersey, gang, Crip life, and then you got this mad white bald guy fucking from the UK on there, and it's
Yeah.
two cultures going at it. The thumbnail helped as well.
And if you're listening to this, because obviously we've got a lot of listeners who will have never
Yeah.
watched a rap battle in your life, and you're just a fan of Have a Word or comedy or whatever, or a fan of Alfie's or mine, and there might be a reason you're listening to this specific episode, and it's not because you're necessarily a rap battle fan. If you want to get into it, and if you want to sort of, the two gateway battles I would give you to go and watch to try and get into it are Shotty versus Arsenal and Tony D versus O'Shea.
Yeah.
That's the perfect battle for a
Yeah.
UK rap battle fan. The mix
100%.
of comedy and just straight rapping is so good. And yeah, we had some questions come in about battling, and I wanted to put a couple of them to you. You've sort of
I've got a question about it as well.
okay.
When you've got a minute.
You can go first.
Oh yeah.
Can I have one of these?
Yeah, you get another beer for.
Garçon,
Can I have one as well, please?
let's get rat ass.
Let's get really fucking shit.
Take steroids.
Be a great way to end the day, wouldn't it? Hey. So Alfie, have you got any battle rap related questions that you'd like to ask?
Well, Adam, I'm so glad you asked because actually I do. Yeah. I was just wondering whether you enjoy them more, whether you think the quality is better when you're in a rap battle against somebody, if there is genuine animosity between the two of you, or if you like each other and you know each other really well. Which of those dynamics between the two opposing parties makes for a better rap battle in your experience?
That is a fucking phenomenal question.
It really is. And nobody's ever asked me that before in my whole time. I prefer battling people I get on with and I like or I respect.
I think I would as well.
Because at the end of the day, we're just two artists really collaborating.
Yeah.
It can say verses or featuring, it could say Shotty featuring Arsenal or whatever. We're collaborating.
I like how you put it that way
You know
around.
what I mean?
as well.
It's like, yeah.
Featuring him though.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
He would
weasel.
have been on my album. This is the Shotty Horroh story. Or he would have been on the Have a Word podcast.
Exactly.
I just feel like there's so many parallels with the pro wrestling game.
Yeah.
It is a work, it's not real. And the guys that understand that and know how to make money together properly by promoting it proper, by doing it the right way, they're the best ones. Some people in the game shoot themselves in the foot by taking it way too serious and can just kill the career. Like, you playing your character for real. Like, if Hulk Hogan really was walking around his house, like, you know something, man? I want to eat a chicken burrito today, man.
In my head.
And you're not stopping.
In my head, he does.
Yeah. Definitely he does, man.
But also,
Dad, I'm just going to the toilet.
Just got
I hear you, brother.
yeah, man. Just got a pile of ripped t-shirts next to his washing basket. It's like Terry.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Tez, come on. Bought you that for your birthday. Said you liked it.
it'd be great though if like his family just know every it just gets Tez a t-shirt because he fucking loves ripping them up. He goes through them like fucking mad.
You're opening a t-shirt. It's like a dog when you're opening the food. Teddy. So you can puts it on. Fuck Teddy. He's at like a self-help group for it. How do you feel with a t-shirt on? Good, man. It's awesome, man. Blows up.
Do you reckon they give them like a nicotine patch and it's just like a shirt with like Velcro in the middle? Whenever you get the urge, just put this one on. Can do it again.
Just not the same. It's just not the same. Feel so bereft, brother. So when like you're in the build-ups to all these things and you're like having a part of it is part of the show is creating the anger between the two performers, even if you is somebody that you get along with, you like, you respect. Yeah. Part of your job is to sort of describe. I mean, I don't know. We both did Comedians Roast Battle, which is like a idiot's version.
I thought I come up with that idea today, and he's like, "If you not watched Adam on it on Comedians Roast Battle," I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "Shouldn't comedians like rap battle, but like not rhyme? Like, can you imagine Adam doing this?" And he was like, "Yeah, like,
so
I do it a lot."
I've done a couple of shit rap battles as well against other comics.
Don't lie.
There's been comedians rap battles before.
Yeah, that was like a late night thing in Edinburgh. It was really.
And we at one point a couple of months ago were thinking about, because like I've
you asked me if you wanted to do it. Yeah.
Through being a fan.
No.
It's all right, lad. Don't worry about it. Fucking glossed that table. It's got varnish on it. We can just wipe it off. It's fine.
Foil, mate.
Don't worry about it.
Through sort of being a huge fan of the UK rap battle scene, and then I would say the American, but Canadian really. King of the Dot is more me than Smack is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've got to know a lot of like the UK rap battlers, and I'm on sort of friendly basis, like I have been with you. Like we've met for the first time today, but like we've spoke a few times. I've met Shuffle a few times. I know a few of the lads. One thing we thought about doing was a Have a Word Comedians rap battle event. Yeah. But where one, and obviously we'd be paying people to do this, but like one team of the rap battlers is mentored by a battle rapper.
That would be sick.
And the other team is mentored by another battle rapper. And we put a big event on in a big room in Liverpool, sell it out. And all of our former guests, so we were paired. And who did we ask you to battle? Was it Dane?
Remember.
It might have been
Dane, yeah.
Dane Baptiste versus Alfie. I was going to battle Dan, because that makes sense. We were going to get Carl to battle Finn.
Yeah. Let's do
What do you think about stuff like that? Because here's my question on it. There was a thing on Channel 4 recently where comedians mentored like minor celebrities to do their first stand-up set, right?
Yeah.
And my initial response was I don't like it, because I don't think there's enough stand-up comedy on TV for stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
So to be given stand-up comedy spots to people who don't fucking do this for a living and don't give a shit about it sort of pissed me off a bit.
Yeah.
Do you get that with what we'd be trying to do, or do you think it's just a gimmick, it's just laugh, it's a one-off?
No, it's different. I think, like, you know, stand-up comedy is one of the biggest mediums for entertainment in the world, and like some of the biggest things going on there. Battle rap's not. So stand-up comedy as a whole doesn't need the exposure stand-up comedians do.
Of Curtis from Love Island doing
exactly.
stand-up.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch someone else that's actually funny do it. But if Curtis from Love Island come to a battle rap event and tweeted about it, we need that kind of thing.
That's a really, really interesting and good distinction.
Do you know what I mean? So if you guys did that, we would be appreciative of it anyway, for one. And we know you in particular, like, you've had a good rapport with the whole scene for a couple of years now. So, you know, you're one of us, you're in there anyway with the community. So you've done that groundwork to be able to have free reign of doing that kind of stuff. No one in the UK would go, oh, this guy's a culture vulture or something. It's just like, oh, shit, you've been
that's a
supporting
fucking
for a
great
while.
way to look at it. But yeah,
it is.
You're right. I've been sort of I'd say I'd try to get to more events, but they tend to be on Saturdays when I'd be gigging. So the only ones I've been to, the 7th birthday, coming to yours on Saturday, and another one I went to was next in line when Tony D battled Shocks at the Fiddler's Elbow. Yeah. And that was fucking great to watch in person, because they were both just fucking great.
Tony's an amazing guy, an amazing artist to watch live in person. Like, he's just a master at what he does. Yeah. He's awesome, man.
And again, your battle with him is one of the best in UK history as well.
Yeah. 4 years. I'd not battled for 4 years, and like the only call to come back was to battle Tony, who was the man in his prime fully match fit, ready, and it was it was fun, man. Like we sold out the Ritz.
It's in Manchester.
Yeah, just just a little rap battle show.
Can I ask you this question? Do you think you've ever lost?
No. Not once.
That question coming from Aaron Leadsom, who's one of our patrons, and he said, is there a battle he thinks he's ever lost? And the fact he asked that question made me think he must know if you work in your battles.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, he wouldn't be giving a shit about
Yeah.
that. Is there any you think you've come close? Any that are debatable?
Tony.
You think Tony was close?
Tony's debatable.
I think you beat Tony 2-1. I think you took the first two and he took the third.
I do also. And I think I gave him power on the stage for the third by showing him respect on the stage. And that's something I tell a lot of the younger guys now is fuck that guy, man. Don't literally fuck him on stage. That'll be probably quite
It's
good,
not a rap
actually.
battle anymore, is it?
Yeah, it's not. It's just love then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really sweet thing
Yeah,
to
it's
see.
a beautiful thing.
Beautiful
really.
thing. Yeah.
I got emotional thinking about that.
Come on, stop battling. Let's make love. Come on.
We are the world. Hand in hand. Final question for you on the battle thing. Before we move on to some other stuff, has there ever been a bar that you've written for a battle that you couldn't bring yourself to say because it was too far?
Nah, do you know what? I've never been that kind of battler. The only time I did do that was in the first battle with Arsenal. He mentioned my uncle, and my uncle had just passed.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's a notorious moment,
Yeah.
and it's something that people ask you about a lot because
lot. If you
Unanimous
write
have mentioned it,
Yeah.
and you threatened them because
Right, yeah.
fair enough.
yeah.
And then other rappers have brought it up since, being like,
Why did you
Why
say it
didn't
to
Arsenal
Arsenal?
get the same reaction
So
sort of thing?
because Yunnan brought it up about a couple of days after it happened,
yeah,
and then Arsenal brought it up a year later. I grieved. I was like embarrassed at the way I acted in the Yunnan thing and that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then like a lot of retrospect and a lot of looking at, oh, this is the way I should conduct myself. If I'm signing up to get paid for this, then they can say what they want or don't take the money. End of the day, like do one of the two. Don't take the money.
Is there a code like there is certain things that one wouldn't condone saying that everybody would go, oh, don't do that.
Amongst some of us, like there's like gentlemen battlers who are going to try and out rap you. I'm definitely one of them guys. The only time I've gone below the belt was in the rematch to the Arsenal thing because of what he said. Then he was like, oh, if anyone would ever to say anything about my daughter in a battle, it would be this and that. So I just 3 rounds about how I would kill his daughter in graphic, gruesome ways. Like
That was an interesting.
And then I felt weird saying it though.
Yeah, that was an interesting way to say it though, because you're so confident in your ability as a rapper.
Yeah.
Because you're not just a battler. You're someone who does rapping and music for a living. That's your thing.
100%.
And battling, which you've, over the past few years from what I've seen, tried to make that distinction very fucking clear.
Yeah.
I'm a rapper who battles.
Yeah,
I'm not a battler who does a bit of music on the side.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. So you're so confident in your ability as a rapper. You're like, I don't need to mention your dead mum
that's it.
because I'm going to outright you, outperform you.
Yeah.
This crowds are going to be on my side.
Yeah.
I don't need to go low. And if you need to go low, crack on and do it.
And I just think that Daft are not reading the market. Like, sadly, for rap battlers and comedians, it's a sad world, really, because like our rights of what we're allowed to say is like we're lessening all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in the future now, when the next generation of woke kids look at what some of these battlers said in the 2000s, they're not going to continue to get the views. My stuff will continue to fly because I just out-rapped you.
Because it's just creative.
Yeah, I just said all this stuff, but like if your whole line is homophobic or whatever it is,
future-proofing your battle.
future-proofing it. I think about it all. I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I just think, I think if you can get as many people involved with what you're doing as you can, it's obviously better. And I think battle rap has the ability to be huge. Like in Spain now, they're doing 40,000 capacity venues, 50,000 capacity venues. The battle rappers are driving around in Lamborghinis and Ferraris. And
40,000.
have a look at Urban Rooster on some, pull some up. It's Urban Roosters.
Check this in the break in a minute.
Yeah, Urban Roosters. We were speaking to one of the guys recently and he said Barcelona football club. When Messi was there, basically, they had this final coming up. And so they got these rap battlers to come to speak to Leo Messi and that about handling pressure. And so when... yeah. It's crazy out there. They're like the mega stars, the rap battlers.
Would you ever learn Spanish and move over there?
Yeah, well...
It's going to be fucking great when rap battlers replace physios.
Yeah. So they have Chile, Colombia, Peru... They have all the Latin-speaking countries. Yeah. They have their own divisions, and each of them divisions are like, people are leaving WWE and that to go and work there. CEOs are leaving this and that. So, like, it's huge. So when they went and spoke to Leo Messi about how to handle pressure, the kids that was outside looking for autographs ran over to the rappers before they did the Barcelona players, and they was like, this is a sign of the times. This is something changing. So me and Briggs have been doing a little research and looking into them and stuff and speaking to the guys who run it and stuff like that, and it's I feel like that's where it could be a legitimate.
That's the blueprint for Premier Battles.
Yeah.
Because at one point, obviously, we won't go into it too much because I know you've spoken about it before. Your first few big battles were on Don't Flop, which was a league that is still running in the UK, but there was issues between the people who used to run the company and a lot of the battlers and people who work for the company. And there's a million. If you're really, really into battle rap, there's so much stuff on YouTube. You can go and find what everyone thinks of that. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But it felt for a little bit like UK battle rap had its moment and missed it. And you're trying to make it that's not the fucking case.
That's it, yeah. We're trying to make, me and Briggs here are always trying to solidify it as, I don't know, not a sport, but you see like the e-gaming community and stuff like that. I think it goes hand in hand with all that, that kind of stuff. It's, you know, it's the same as wrestling. It's like conflict entertainment. You know what I mean? There's two people in a conflict. It's not real. It's planned out. It's not really planned. That battles are not planned, but you know, it's all goodwill. And people love. What's more British than an argument? People fucking love an argument. You know what I mean? Love an argument. And now if the argument rhymes, it's the best thing in the world. Rhymes are great.
Yeah.
Ask Shakespeare and other people who've rhymed.
Yeah.
Arguing. Everyone loves an argument.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. I think it's so incredible.
Like
I remember
trifle.
watching it and thinking it's so absorbing. And also it takes such a weird blend of arrogance and humility.
Yeah.
And like the arrogance to go, I'm going to, create this assassination of your character and have it be kind of a brilliant performance and also at the same time to hear like the worst about yourself.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you did a gig, if when you were comparing me at that stupid town hall in the centre of Liverpool and I'd just eaten my own dick in front of 300 Christmas Scouser.
It's one of my favourite things I've ever seen.
And we can see your white socks, love.
Before we carry on, can I give full context on that story?
Do I need to hear this fucking story again?
Please.
Yeah, go on then.
So, Alfie is a fucking great friend of mine and adores the city of Liverpool. His mother and his family are from Liverpool originally, big Liverpool fan. But he talks like that.
Right.
So Scousers are a bit sort of suspicious.
Yeah, wary.
And we're doing a gig for Hot Water Comedy Club at Christmas. So what happens at Christmas at Hot Water? The tickets just sell out because the room only holds 200 people and they're so popular. So they hire external venues. And those external venues end up full of people who thought they'd bought tickets to the comedy club and are now in a shit theatre a bit down the road, right? Yeah. And they're expecting Paul Smith to be either the compere or the headliner. And it's not what they've wanted all night, right? So then the bill was, I was comparing. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of other comics on. Were you on last?
Yes, I was closing that show, yeah.
And Paul Smith was in the middle, which is notoriously in the comedy industry the easiest spot. So the guy they've all paid to see has done the easiest spot. And then Alfie's going to go on. And I just noticed he had his jeans sort of rolled up a bit and white socks on. Now, in Liverpool...
Yes.
Yeah.
Sauce.
Right? In Liverpool,
Dripping.
that white socks, I don't know why, but they've always just been a no-no.
Yeah, same in Manchester, like white socks, black shoes.
Yeah. You get called Ken Barlow.
No. Nah,
that's what people used to get called in school. Ken Barlow. Ken Barlow. I don't know why.
My socks are white and yellow.
Yeah.
But they're saucy. So.
But I went to him before he went on.
Them.
I went, you got white socks on? Honestly, you want to hide them? And he was like, that'd be fucking stupid. And he went on, and within 30 seconds of them deciding, hang on, he doesn't sound or look like Paul Smith at all. Why isn't Paul back on? Someone just went, we can fucking see your white socks, lad. And he just looked to the side of the stage, and I'm just there like, I fucking told you so.
Then they started doing like, you know, the Harry Enfield and Chums Scouse character.
Yeah.
Because of my hair, they started going, calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm like, you're like, what are you doing?
I think it might be time to let's have a little advert break, and we'll come back and we'll get Shotty's perspective on some non-battle rap shit, non-rap shit. Just your usual have away bollocks. I hope you enjoyed that section. Here's some money.
Drugs.
Do some drugs.
Drugs.
Drugs are great for your family.
And your kids, especially kids.
Wag lids, it's Dan. Hope you're enjoying today's episode. Do us a favor, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe. If you're listening, follow us on all socials at Have a Word Pod. Tell a friend, do something, help spread the word. Also, I'm on tour next year. If you want to come and see me do stand up, get tickets at dannightingale.com. Appreciate you. You're a good egg. You're a good lid. Back to the episode.
Welcome back, part 4. We're still here with Shotty Horroh, Alfie Brown, Carl of Riegler.
Yes.
Diddly diddly dee. Diddly diddly dee.
Yeah.
Diddly dee, Shotty Horroh.
I like it.
Oh, Shotty Horroh.
That should absolutely be like your walk-on song from now on.
Everywhere. Whatever.
He laughs his rapping all day long. And he sings his song, Shotty Horroh. Ooh, Shotty Horroh. It's a nice song.
File.
But it is by Michael Jackson, who is a dead paedophile. Let's keep it light, please.
He fucking did that, didn't he? He did the shit out of that, didn't he, Michael Jackson?
He did it.
He did, yeah.
Allegedly.
Moonwalked in there, went mad.
Yeah. Even like the thing I used to do on stage is even if he didn't do it, he was doing a fucking good impression of it. Just like he was trying his best to look like he was doing it. He was having a really good go of that parody account.
I was on the He's Innocent train for ages, and then I watched that documentary on Netflix. I was like, you bastard.
A comedian called Pierre Novelli has a wonderful routine about it. Can you say that he has a wonderful routine and then you do the routine and then is that all right?
I think you know Pierre better than me, and it would be. Does he still do the routine?
I don't know. Anyway,
go and see Pierre Novelli. He's got a great routine.
He's got a great routine.
And while you're in the audience, shout, "Do the dead pedo bit." He loves that.
Do your Michael Jackson bit. Brilliant.
You were saying before in the little break we had that you've never done drugs at all.
Yeah, I just don't think that weed is a drug that you can kind of say is it's not drugs, is it?
So you've done weed?
Yeah.
So we're in the same boat then, because I've never done a single
line of cocaine.
Never, not once.
No, neither.
I did a bit of crack for a bit.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks.
Well, everyone's done a bit of crack for a bit. haven't they?
Yeah, that's not drugs, is it?
That's not exactly. He's not.
That's not really drugs.
That's great crack.
You
It's
know
great
what I mean?
crack. Thank you so much. Lend me the pipe. That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. Okay. Fine.
Is it a never say never thing, or is it like on your deathbed? Would you do heroin?
I don't know. Will it cure what I've got?
No.
No. Okay.
It'll just make you feel smacked up for a bit.
No, I wish to confront death with all the lucidity that I can muster.
What if they said, right, you're going to die in an hour?
Is that what you wanted for your comedy podcast?
You're going to die in an hour, but if we give you a bit of heroin, there's a 1% chance it'll save your life.
Oh yeah, but that's fine. Of course I would do heroin then. What are you talking about?
Okay. Just making conversation.
I'll never forget when Jago did that.
Yeah. He went.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Oh
It
right.
doesn't stop.
Oh, it doesn't stop. That one doesn't stop. Sorry. I'm new to the soundboard. I'm new to the soundboard. Sorry.
There's 2 lads we were mates with for a while. Still mates with now. I just don't see them much anymore. And you know when you're just trying to wind up the sort of runt of the litter in the group, just like being a bit of a dick.
He's debated, isn't he?
And he goes to him, "Hey, Ticho," and he knew for the fact this is right. Right? He goes, "Ticho, is your mom a lesbian?" And he went, "Yeah, she is." And he went, All right, I'm just making conversation.
That's a nice break, isn't it? That? Yo, man, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, just making conversation.
And then for the rest of the night, someone would go, "Do you want a pint?" And the other person would go, "Yeah." You go, "All right." Just making conversation. Oh. Right, I've got some correspondence from our listeners. Quick one to start off with. Shotty, would you rather have the power to undo the worst thing you've ever done, or you get a free pass for a future bad thing?
Free pass for a future bad thing.
So you haven't done anything bad enough to undo?
Nah, I've been all right, me.
Yeah?
I've been a good lad. But I have the capacity to be a piece of shit.
You just haven't used it yet?
Yeah. Because of Jesus.
Because of Jesus.
Because of Jesus and the little kids.
What little kids?
It sounds like you have done something.
He's been to your pizza restaurant, hasn't he? It's a conspiracy. That's Pizzagate, and I learned about today. They taught me about Pizzagate. Don't know if you know
You heard
about
about
it.
it today?
Yeah,
Yeah, you had no idea.
Scotty.
So what would you? So in your head, I've given you this future pass, bad thing. Everyone who sees you do it forgets about it. It's never news. You just get away with it.
It's shagging. I'll just wait till I need to shag. Like, you know, if you're married, 10 years down the line, I'm married, I'm bored. Oh shit, this.
Yeah,
Shagging, man.
That's the spirit.
just one shag.
Yeah, I was gonna shag something.
Yeah,
Anything.
something.
Yeah.
You've got a free pass,
Bottle of Listerine.
and you're not even.
Yeah,
pissed
bottle of
off.
Listerine, some Lucozade.
What about you? You going to undo something or take your free pass?
I'll take my free pass, yeah, just in case. But
You don't
I'd
want
like
to undo the Listerine thing?
Huh?
You don't
no,
want to do
no,
that?
no, it's fine. I was happy to tell you about it. I'm not ashamed.
But it burnt.
I'm not even sure if I. Did I
It wasn't on pod.
We weren't even recording. I tried when I was a child. I tried to fuck a bottle of Listerine, listener. Okay, that's what they're all talking about. So can you imagine a podcast in which that's the sort of thing that gets said when the mics get turned off? Like that's like it's non-stop bullshit with the microphones on, and then the microphones off. And go, thank God for that. Now we can talk about fucking bottles of Listerine. Like that wouldn't have made like content that was appropriate for the podcast. What the fuck is this? Anyway, I miss London. Anyway, no, I wouldn't take that back. I would like to. If I could take back anything, I'd take back my thoughts.
Would you?
Yeah, my thoughts give me more trouble than any actions that I've.
You've got quite a good control on your actions, but you can't control your thoughts.
Exactly. Very well. Very concise.
What kind of thoughts?
Just sort of. I think it's worse when you're watching a lot of porn, isn't it? So my girlfriend's been away this week, so I've been watching a lot of porn, which I think
Couldn't wait a week.
Well, it's porn.
How long do you wait?
Oh, mate.
I don't normally wait 45 minutes.
You got to keep it. You don't look like this if you're getting rid of your testosterone every 2 seconds. Mate.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's why I look
You know
like
what I
this.
Well,
have to keep it in, yeah?
Tyson Fury says that you need to he masturbates 7 times a day because he wants to keep his testosterone up.
Oh, mate, one day I was on my way to the gym, raging boner. I've got to fap this out rapid. I was shit in the gym, mate. Absolutely shit. And I was like, there's got to be a correlation. I looked it up, and then, yeah, like, that's your testosterone in it, so...
So
That's why we cry straight after sex.
Interesting thing about me is that I cry every time I come, but I don't necessarily come every time I cry. Very interesting.
It'd be weird.
We'll
if you
leave
did.
that with you. We'll leave that with you. You can just have some time to chew it over.
So you come, you cry.
Yeah. But not every time I cry, I don't
Yeah.
necessarily come.
Not at Uncle Frank's funeral. They're lowering the coffin. You don't just spaff all over his British flag. That's
I didn't
draped
know
over
him
it.
that well. I wasn't that close to his flower arrangement, sadly. But I also didn't know him that well, so he wasn't. I wasn't crying. I was sort of glum, but that doesn't make me come. Hey, I'm a rapper.
You want a job?
Does Jesse ever come in and see that you're upset and crying and just immediately look for tissues around the living room?
Well,
Is
no,
it
we
Russian
keep lots of
roulette?
tissues dotted about, just multi-purpose, man size.
It's a good game, innit? Guessing like what is the substance in the tissue. Is it tears or jizz?
That's a great game.
It's a great game. Never played that game.
Yeah. The new must-have this Christmas.
Yeah.
From Mattel. Tears or cum? Have a nibble.
Oh, that
I
one's
just have a nibble. Yum, 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 yum. Mummy.
What's the ages on that box?
3 up. What are you doing? Are you taking something back, or are you future?
No, I'm futuring.
Right.
But then the only problem comes there with knowing when to use it. Like, if you run over someone and they get up, do you take it back, or do you wait till you run over someone and kill them?
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. I've got a banker.
Is this the worst thing I'm ever going to do? Or do I wait?
But what if you miss the worst thing you're ever going to do by waiting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I might kill 4 people next week.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
you've got to
what
have
you
a little bit of faith in yourself. And also, maybe you could ask, like, you could run over the guy and then, like, stop. Sorry, lad, how hurt are you? I've just bruised me thigh.
Where's he from?
And he's got a head injury, which is a problem.
I'm just bruised. I'm a bit drunk anyway, so
Smell burning toast.
just, crack on, lad. I won't remember your face anyway.
But I'll remember your socks.
Fucking Ken Barlow's run me over.
He's
Has he?
him, innit?
Who the fuck is this running me over? Fucking Ken Barlow.
Imagine that, getting ripped by the kid you run over. You're going to stay to your rig out, lad. Crack on.
Yeah. Okay, go on. Ask us another.
So, this one is from Kevin Harris. It says, all right, lads, my brother recently had to deliver his 3rd child at home on the sofa as the ambulance that was supposed to take his wife to hospital didn't arrive on time. Pretty heroic stuff from a guy who a few years ago at university used to get blasted on cheeky Vimto and try and run so fast he could set off the speed camera near our student house. So I want to know, what's the most heroic thing you've ever done or seen? Congrats on being the #1 podcast in the charts. All the best, Kev. Thank you, Kev. You done anything heroic, Shotty?
I don't think I have. Nah. Do you know what? I've not. I'm a villain.
You're a
More
villain.
of a villain.
Yeah. But you don't want
You're
to
a
take anything
villain that
back.
hasn't done anything worth taking.
Sorry.
I was more. No, I wasn't.
Comedians.
Have you never saved anyone's life?
Huh?
Never saved anyone's life?
Oh, yeah, of course. I've saved loads of lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just always really cowardly, like about it.
Yeah.
You save them in a really cowardly way.
Cowardly, mean way.
Push them off
Have
a
your
bridge.
fucking life back then. Get out of my basement then if you want.
Yes, that's very magnanimous, actually. Yeah.
Is that what you meant by all the little kids?
Yeah. Go home if
I
you
set them
want.
free. That's what I do. Doesn't matter if you've kidnapped them, as long as you let them go.
You been a hero?
Define hero.
A person who has done something that has helped somebody else that took bravery.
I let people out in traffic sometimes.
Nope.
Then no.
Oh, I remembered one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was a dog tied up outside like this huge house in Toronto.
I thought you were going to say like outside Tesco then.
Nah, it was like this.
Be free, Fido.
It was like this old, scary, like fucking mansion type of house. Like it was horrific. It was like a scary looking place. And on they must have tied the dog up on the steps, but the dog had fell through the bars, and the lead was around its neck. But I saw the dog fall. That's what drew my eye to it, and it was like choking.
So you saved a dog's life? That's even better.
That is
No, I
great.
filmed it and
Went viral.
yeah, saved my life. Getting good
On
royalties.
Lively.
No, I did. I picked the dog up, bollocked the people, but I did make sure to pull my camera out while I was bollocking the people to make people think I'm
Content
dead mint.
is king.
There's no
Content
such
is
thing as
king.
a selfless good deed, and I'm glad that you had the wherewithal, future-proofing yourself.
Yep.
Do you actually believe that? There's no such thing as selfless good deed?
Nah,
Nah,
no,
sometimes.
because sometimes I save people's feelings by not telling them the truth, with to no advantage for myself, and I think, yes.
But that's the...
That's the gratification, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think that until it's too late, until I've already decided to do it. I didn't do it because I knew it was going to make me feel that way, so therefore it's still selfless.
Fair enough. Have you seen anything heroic? Or done
I haven't
it?
said that I haven't done anything heroic.
Yeah, but I just get the vibe.
When my when a one night stand informed me that she was pregnant with my child, I stayed. I think that's pretty heroic. I've raised the kid. He's 7, still alive. What a hero. No. Don't.
I think that's just part of the course.
I think it's rather sweet and gentlemanly of me that I didn't try and pressure her into an abortion.
Good point.
Thank you.
What a hero.
You seen anything heroic, like with your eyes in the street?
I saw a guy have a heart attack in the street. I did a show about it.
Lunatic.
Lunatic. Yeah, I didn't do anything.
The
but
title of the show, not the man.
Yeah,
He's having a heart attack there.
Add him in there.
No,
Did you do, like in the show, you sort of, most of the hour in that show is the moments in your mind as it's happening, which is a very short amount of time and like over the hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, is it a thing where comedians don't ever talk about like what their act on stage?
I just don't want to do the bit.
Right.
Because then people won't
give you money for the bit.
Also, it's a bit of I don't want to be talking to, and then go, excuse me, everybody.
Yeah.
I'd like to sing a song.
No, it's just because I noticed you wouldn't say that other guy's bit.
Well, that's because I don't
And
know
then you
if
won't
he
say-
necessarily wants me to say his bit on it.
Yeah.
So it's, I would.
It's
I'd-
to not burn it. You've burnt it on the internet. People have seen it, and like in the show,
Yeah.
they're like, I've seen it.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing I never even really thought about with
It's a
comedians'
big
code and that, I
It's
guess.
a big difference between music and comedy for a start.
Right.
First of all, you don't want to do a comedian's bit because it's theirs.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same as like a battler biting someone else's bars and doing the
Yeah.
exact same thing, and they get in a lot of shit for it, don't they? And like sort
Well, I
of,
feel like it would be, if I was to say, and then Tony said this, and then I say he's 8 bars, I'm just reciting what Tony said. But I think if you guys
but he's
said
not doing that on tour. He's not doing a
that's it.
show
Yeah,
next
yeah,
week
yeah.
where that might
There's-
be.
he
might-
can't-
So like you
he
say,
can't-
someone
he can't-
wouldn't come at the get.
Yeah.
He
Why
can't
would I buy a ticket?
monetize
I've
that
seen
in a
the
future
fucking
environment,
man.
can he? He can't
Yeah.
take that on TV. He can't take that on tour.
Yeah.
So I guess that's.
I've got no problem doing my own bit
Yeah.
on here and going, I used to do this bit like this. If I'm not doing it anymore.
So you won't do it while you're touring?
No, because
whatever,
then, especially on a show like this, which has got between 50 and 100,000 listeners a week, and they might come and see me on tour, and then they go, actually, he's already done all of this on the podcast over the past 6 months. These are the people I'm trying to sell tour tickets to.
Yeah.
So they need the surprise of the laugh.
Yeah.
That's where laughter comes from, not knowing where the comedian's going.
Yeah.
They can't be at the finish line waiting for you.
Yeah. And it's such a obvious thing, but it's just something I never even thought about that.
Also, that's more what the show's about, the guy dying. It's not like this whole show takes place over a very short. I thought it would be funny to have a show that was about a time period that was less than the actual duration of the show.
Yeah.
So that's never how, storytelling on that level works.
Yeah.
So how could you have a show that lasts a long time about a shorter period of time? I sort of found the idea of that amusing, and it sort of works. So, but no, I've never been a hero. I've been a coward though.
You have. You watched a dying man and just hoped for the best.
Well, we don't know if he was dying.
Right, I've got a have a word. Press that top right button. This is the theme tune. You can't hear it.
Only
You can't
I can hear
You
it.
can't hear it.
just
That's how good the theme tune is.
Is this going to turn off by itself?
Yes,
Or
you
press
can
it
press
again?
it.
Well, no, it'll turn off its own. Don't worry about it. Keep talking.
So this one is coming from Joel, and we just want to give him a bit of advice. He wants a bit of advice on his life, essentially.
All right,
It's
Joel.
called X is Back in Town. What's happened here?
Snap, Joel, snap.
What, is your ex back in town?
Yeah.
Here we
Let's go, Joel. We can get through this together, bro.
All right, lids. Need some advice for something that's been doing me head in for a while. Me and my ex broke up in January of 2020. We'd been together for about
that's-
8 months, and we were doing the long distance thing, but we were about 3 hours away from each other. We were very happy and had plans to move to London together, but we ended up breaking up before that happened because jobs got in the way, and it didn't seem possible at the time to make it work. We both ended up moving to London last year as planned, and by a mental, ridiculous coincidence, we've ended up around the corner from each other. The issue is she's got a boyfriend who she's been with now for coming up to a year. I'm still mad about her, as in like he's in love with her. And we've met up a few times for coffee and to hang out. About a month ago, we went for a quick drink and ended up talking about our relationship and the circumstances around our breakup. I got up the courage to tell her that I'm still in love with her and that I want to be with her. We talked it through for a while, and she told me that she's been thinking about me a lot since we moved. She said that whenever she fights with her boyfriend, she thinks about me and how we never used to argue. She has also told me that she sees a lot of red flags in her boyfriend and that she misses having me in her life. She started holding my hand as we were walking home, and it's all been really confusing. What I want to know, Lids, is how do I pursue this? She said a lot of stuff that night that makes me think she really isn't happy with this guy. And despite her saying that she is, obviously I can't force anything and I want her to be happy. But I can't help that she still feels something for me romantically, and that it just happens that there's currently this guy in this way. There's currently this guy in the way. Would be great to know what you reckon, or if you think I need to give my head a massive wobble. Cheers from Joel.
So Joel, you're going to fucking ignore what I say right now because it's not what you want to hear, lad. But fucking run. Run. Innit? She's... For one, when a woman starts talking about red flags, that's a massive red flag.
Exactly.
For one.
Exactly.
Like, no, I don't want to deal with none of that.
Depends on what the red flags she's talking about are. If she's
Yeah,
like,
but she
yeah,
wouldn't
me
phrase, like-
boyfriend
Yeah,
loves
you wouldn't phrase it.
machetes.
I feel that's a very buzzword at the minute. It's very superficial, like, red flag. I don't know. It's
Red
just
flag
like,
is always something about like a man likes a certain sort of like music or book, or red flag. It's never like, oh, the man's got a dungeon. It's a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause no, obviously, if he's got a dungeon, that's like, don't go out with you.
yeah.
Like, but if he likes, Coldplay, then it might still be nice. I don't know. Like, who knows?
Yeah. I just think any girl that's going to be holding a guy's hand while she's with a guy, she's going to do that for life.
Yeah, she's going to do that to him.
Yeah, she's 100% going to do that to you. Try this. Put it on the table for her where she is totally secure in the fact that he will never know. And I bet you fuck. I 100%. If she gets the opportunity to fuck you without him knowing, she is going to fuck and go back to him. He's obviously provided something a lot faster for her. Like, she's in a full-blown, probably got an apartment relationship and all that. This guy's probably just a fucking knobhead with a big dick. So she's like, I'll have a bit of that, but I'm with this guy over there.
Add an addendum to this advice. I like what you're saying. I think he should fuck her.
Yeah.
Because that will be the betrayal, and the secrecy will make it so hot. I mean, surely that's the way to go about it. Get your fuck, have sex with her if that's an available option, and the fact that it's forbidden will just make it so. It will be like a wizard is prizing the cum out of his cock.
It'll be like chips on a diet.
Yeah.
It will be like chips on
Cheat
a diet.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like
salt
cheat
and pepper chicken on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be like a beer whilst being the guest host of a podcast 100 miles away from where you're domiciled with your disapproving girlfriend. Cheers.
Here's what I think. I think you should do. I'm going to add a second addendum.
Oh, hello.
So
I've learned a new word there, lads.
Absolutely. Run as fast as you can.
Yeah.
After
Nobbing.
you've fucked her, if she's up for it. And
I'm involved here.
shouldn't have to
I'm on your page. I'm with yous.
and
Tell the guy.
She's up.
tell the guy.
Because you're saving him.
You're saving him.
Oh.
And you might end up with a new best friend, and you're probably looking for friends because you've just moved to London.
Oh.
Bang.
You make a new mate, and you've got something in common. You both like the exact same type of vagina.
Yeah. And then when you get to another bird in future, you can knob her as well.
Yes.
He's like a pussy bank. You know what I mean? Go on.
pussy bank.
I'd keep hold of it. I'd keep hold of him.
Yeah.
That's your mate for life. That. Yeah.
He's like a little cocker spaniel that the police keep to sniff out the good stuff.
I like to say to Joel though, please do not trick yourself in no circumstances anyway. Think that she's just in an awkward situation and she's so lovely that she doesn't want to tell him, but she has feelings for you. That's not the case, mate. She wants dick.
She's
Loads of
flattered
dick.
as well. So there's a part of it is a lot to do with engaging with the flattery.
Yeah,
of
that's
wanting to.
that's
of being
definitely
wanted.
over the dick. That's it. More than the dick.
Is that what? So you've certainly in a similar situation. And you've chosen option run. Have you?
I chose a dick every time. Not
Chose
joking.
the dick every time.
Yeah, no, I don't. I do the running thing after I've knobbed her, probably. Really. Yeah. Just
Knobbed.
Yeah.
No, it's great, isn't it?
It's knobbed her, mate.
Such a
I seen it on a show ages ago. I said I'm having that, and I've not referred to it as anything else
Spelled it.
since.
I'm having it from now on.
I that's how I engage
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
And I knob you.
Oh,
on, then.
with the Mancunian you as well.
Yeah.
Knob
Do you know
yarn. Knob yarn.
Do you know the only other person I've ever seen use it was Mickey Flanagan in a joke, and this is a comedian's joke I'm happy to do because it's on an old DVD of his.
Yeah.
Where he said, you know when Prince William married Kate, and he was like, she was at uni and they met in like second or third year. She's probably like fucked other people. So like there must have been someone watching a royal wedding on the telly in a pub with his mates being like, I've knobbed her.
It's true, man.
I've knobbed the future monarch. Boys and girls who are listening, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
We're going to call it to a close there. Shotty, where can we find, first of all of your stuff and all the Premier Battle stuff?
So all my stuff is just at Shotty Horroh, HORROH. So it's not spelt like the normal way. And Premier Battles, just type in Premier Battles on YouTube.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, man, and have a look. Man, there's some great new up and coming acts and
I
stuff.
listened
obviously
to
I-
Danger earlier. I loved it.
Thank you. Cheers, man.
It's
Yeah,
great.
like weirdly enough,
Shoedale is my favourite song of yours.
I recorded all that in Canada, which is weird. It's like the most mank album I've ever done in my life, and I did it in some
Yeah, but you
basement
always
in Forest
feel
Hills.
like you're more like my British identity was so much stronger when you go away because it's sort of
100%.
concentrated, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you seen that little skit, Kevin and Perry, when they come back from
Yeah,
one of them
yeah.
comes back from that was me in Toronto.
Yeah.
I was like, "You all right, mate? How's it going? Yeah, are you fucking mad?" Yeah, like everyone, no one understood what I was saying when I was trying to let them understand what I was trying to say. Oh, mate, I went full blown fucking hacienda on everyone. Oh, just did. Nah, I didn't do no pills, but I was nearly gonna do pills just in the morning for breakfast and that.
Obviously,
Loving
before I told people the two gateway battles to check out if they
Yeah.
want to get into battle rap in general would be Tony D. O'Shea and you against Arsenal.
Yeah.
If you were going to tell people the number one Premier battles to go and watch, not your own,
I'd say don't watch us then.
what is it?
Oh, there's a few, man. I would probably say
Soul versus Ilmac? Or is that
Soul
too,
and Ilmac was good.
is that too, you've got to be more into it to get that?
Nah, I don't know. I think that's a good one. Definitely. Shuffle. Who did Shuffle battle recently with us? Nugget. Shuffle and Nugget was amazing.
Okay.
There's a few. I think the battle rap's so nuanced, and it depends what if fans from here, fans of comedy and well-timed stuff, I'd say watch any of the Shuffle battles that we've had.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really good.
And when it drops on, I imagine, pay-per-view first and then on YouTube, Shuffle T and Marlowe against Scapegoats.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited about it.
I don't know. We'll all be on stage, rat-ass, laughing our heads off in it, having an absolute
I've
buzz.
cancelled a gig.
Have you?
I was meant to be doing all 3 shows at Hot Water,
Yeah.
and I've told them I can't do the first one, so I'm still going to do the later ones. But I jibbed the first one off 6 weeks ago when the tickets come out because I was like, I'm not
Sick.
missing that event.
Sick.
there we
Well, in future, don't buy any. We appreciate you supporting us 100%, but you'll always be our guest, man. So
Oh, well,
don't
thank you very
buy
much.
A ticket, man.
Same to you guys.
Appreciate
Alfred,
it, man.
you are on tour. Tour tickets at alfiebrown.comedian.com.
AlfieBrownComedian.com, Alfie Brown Comedian on Instagram, AB Comedian on Twitter.
I'm gonna follow him right now.
Oh yeah.
Look at
Thanks. I'll get you right back. I also have a podcast called The Alfie Brown Show, which is me talking for over an hour. And I do
and
like
it's
it.
really fucking great as well.
Thanks, mate.
It's really good.
I've only just started it. But if you could go to my YouTube channel and follow it, and I'd just be so overwhelmed with joy because it's very algorithmically important.
That brings us to a close. As always, patreon.com/haveawordpod. You get an extra episode every single week, as well as all the bonus material we put out on top of that extra episode. You get 48 hours early access to these public episodes. You can go to haveawordpod.com and get some merch, which is fucking flying out at the minute. And as I said at the start of the show, adamrowe.co.uk/shows. My UK tour is on sale to Patreons on the 27th of October and publicly on the 29th. Please get tickets. Come and see me do me thing. Thanks very much, as always, for listening. Thanks to Shotty for coming in. Alfie for stepping in.
Thanks for having me.
Daniel. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
again.
Lots of love, everybody.
Hit that button, lads.